This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Very Hard to Submit. Go to vhtsny.com and check out their kimonos, compression gear, and apparel. This is a brand we are excited to be supported by. Their gear is high quality with a clean design. Go to vhtsny.com and see for yourself.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Grappler Union Podcast. Javier Palomo alongside Anthony Zito. Our guests today are from Team LCCT 3D, competing soon in the Battle Crew grappling event. We have Dennis Dombrow, a first-degree black belt, Yusuf Al Ghul, a brown belt, and Matt Lim, who's a purple belt. Enjoy.
8 to 6 minutes. That's what happens in that 6 minutes.
You taught me using any technique that works. Never to limit myself to one style. Keep an open mind.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
In order to become more peaceful, in order for you to become better and strategize your life.
All right, we're live. Dennis Dombrow, 6, I like to call him. He's our 6th guest.
Dennis
on the
Dombrow,
podcast.
6, okay.
Yeah, I like 6.
Because you know 5 other ones?
Yeah,
It's
6.
a common name.
Common name, yeah.
He is
Almost
number
as common
6.
as Yusuf Al Ghul.
Oh, yeah, very common.
Very common. Yes, it is. And the
then-
giant. What the fuck did you bring this guy in? He's giant. He's going to make us look so tiny. when
Dude,
we
it's
take
only the hair
photo.
that makes me tall.
So tiny.
No, it really adds like 2 inches on
It does,
Like,
it does, yeah.
So,
yeah.
man, I go 3, at least 3.
Yeah, 3
At
inches.
least 3.
Matt Lim, who we affectionately refer to as Bushesha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby Bushesha.
Yeah.
Baby. He's giant. He's a giant.
Not a baby no more. I mean, for the record, you were always taller than me, but I feel like in the last year or so, you've
I've
gotten
grown, yeah.
so
Always.
yeah.
When he came out of his mom, he was taller than you. What are you talking about, bro? I mean, who are you kidding there, Hoff? That kid's giant. So awesome having you guys in the studio. We're going to talk about this grappling. What is it called?
Battle.
Night Fight Fury.
Wait,
what?
I think that's what it's called.
Is that what it's
It's a
called?
quintet tournament, right?
It's a
Quintet style
tournament.
tournament.
Yes,
Battle.
yes. Battle
No one knows
Crew.
the official name of it.
No, it's Battle Crew, isn't
Battle
it?
Crew.
Yeah,
Battle
yeah,
Crew?
that
Is
is
that
the
it?
official name. I believe there's
Battle Crew.
Okay.
I believe there's been some confusion because it's going on after a set of Muay Thai fights.
Yeah.
Right,
And I'm
right.
not sure what the name of the Muay Thai fight
I have
event
no
is.
idea.
So there was some
So
initial
possibly we
confusion
know
about
nothing
that.
about anything in this podcast.
I didn't say
pretty
that.
much.
I do know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably will.
clearly we're bringing the heat. That's
Yes.
what we know.
LCCT is.
Yeah.
Who else is in this tournament?
So like I said, it's a quintet style tournament. Quintet obviously uses 5 grapplers per team.
Right.
This is only 3 grapplers per team with a weight limit of
555 pounds.
555, and you can get to that limit any way you like. Most guys are trying to recruit a teeny tiny guy and then have 2 giants. That seems to be the popular strategy. Got giant one to my right here.
Any belts? Doesn't matter.
Nope.
No, not that I'm aware of.
No.
Oh, sweet.
We've got a
beat that.
healthy...
Yeah,
Black, brown, and
Nice
purple.
blend. Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Nice blend of belts.
How does it work for like who goes against who first, or is it points? Is it
I
what is
think
it?
the setup of the teams is random, or they just haven't decided yet. But we are gonna submit the order of how we're gonna grapple at the weigh-ins, and then
Right. And
every
each
team does that at the
right.
weigh-ins.
Okay. So you could have your 135er go against a guy who's 235 in the first
Depending on who
round.
they-
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you're
But
going
we
1,
don't know
2,
what
3.
team we're going
Right.
against
You
yet.
know who you're going
Right.
against.
Whoever
Correct.
wins stays in, and then...
It keeps going until you
keeps
lose
going.
the match.
So like quintet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
Quintet, but smaller.
Quintet.
So we've got 4 teams. This is here in studio. We have Team LCCT 3D, okay, and then we've got additional teams are the Rodriguez All Stars, which is Danny Rodriguez, Tom Higgins, and I'm an asshole. They can't. Josh Ekman. Okay, and then
That's a good team right there. Danny Rodriguez, no joke.
And then we have Foundation Chicago, which is Elias Cepeda, Jerry Cepeda, and Rami Dowd. And then we have Think Fit / Champion Jiu-Jitsu, which is Bill Hill and William Hill. And recent replacement, Blake Classman.
Whoa.
That son of a bitch.
Fucking Blake's. Let's just assume Blake's in all the tournaments. Whatever's going on, Blake's going to be in it.
Man, there's this.
He always shows up somewhere.
There's this really awesome comic, X-Men comic. I didn't talk comics last episode, so
You did not.
You got to chill out and just let me have this moment.
Okay.
Where Cyclops is, organizing all the X-Men on the various teams, and people are complaining because, like one guy wants to be with his girlfriend on one team, and they're splitting them up into like 4 or 5 different teams. And Wolverine looks at Scott and he's like, I can't be on all the teams. Like I'm just one man. And I feel like that's Blake Classman right there.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a good. I like that. That's a good one, Half.
Thank you.
But so this is being held where?
It's in West Dundee, Life Zone 360, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's actually near.
Pretty close to a paintball explosion at Santa's Village, if you ever been
Yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Dude, Santa's Village.
Is Santa's Village still open? Is it still open?
Yeah, it's
so.
still.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still.
Holy shit,
so.
that's
It's still
when
thinking.
I was a kid. Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
I didn't
totally.
know. Like they closed Kittyland. That's gone
Yeah.
now. It's a
Yeah.
Costco.
Really?
That's a sad
Yeah,
transformation.
So sad. So sad. I love Kittyland.
I don't think you'd love it anymore.
I think I still would. Why not?
Why don't you go to Santa's Village and check that out?
I mean,
see
you
how.
guys might still fit in there,
Well, I fit on the ride for sure.
But see, the
Yeah,
problem
let's-
is I wouldn't. My feet
would
would be
not.
sticking out.
Yeah,
could not
yeah.
fit in
You-
there.
you
His
his
too
hair would
tall
just
to
poof
ride.
out of every little crevice in the.
Santa's Village. Wow. What's going on there? Anything?
It's pretty
Paintball.
good.
I mean,
Dude,
yeah, they've
paintball's
got a pretty awesome
awesome there.
outdoor paintball
Oh, yeah.
area.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that, and then of course they've got a lot of the classic rides. They've got you can, like feed parakeets with peanut butter on a stick. That's really popular with the kids.
Okay.
Burn a lot of time doing that when you go to Santa's Village. I'm gonna just let you know right now.
Take notes, Dennis.
Listen, they have delicious foods that I can't have because they're not healthy for you and they're all deep fried. What more do you need?
What's wrong with that?
I can't have them. That's what's wrong with it.
That sounds like a personal
Javi,
problem.
every time I see you post a picture on the internet, it's like some crazy fried food or.
I mean, it's true.
I really only post the pictures when I'm
Those are
like on my
victory
cheat
meals.
days.
Those
yeah,
are victory meals.
Exactly.
Well, you seem to have a lot of victory meals, so
Well, that's my incentive to compete as much as I do.
lots of victories.
Yeah,
Lots of victories.
yeah. There's also the misery meal.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
that. So
when you-
either way, he wins, basically.
Yes.
my stomach wins.
I'm very familiar with the
We were just
misery.
talking about it beforehand. Like when you're cutting all the time, you got to have some binge meals, dude.
Yeah,
You just have to.
absolutely. It's the only thing that gets you through
Keeps you sane.
emotionally, mentally. Yeah.
So tell us about the game plan. So the
Well, not
game
too
plan-
much about the game.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Even though they're former guests of the shows, I'm sure Tom Higgins and Blake Classman won't be listening at all.
So the game plan is to send the big guy out, and you guys just chill and watch.
The big guy, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
He's going to do all the work.
Pretty
Is
much.
it?
Yep, that's
Get
me.
everyone tired, and we'll come in and clean up. After
Correct.
the
That's the-
football.
that's
I mean,
the
that's what
plan.
I would be game
Yeah.
planning for.
I mean, Matt has the benefit of being the youngest.
Right.
He has the benefit of being the biggest. So yeah, like
That's the
clearly.
one- I'm sending that guy out first.
Are you how much are you walking around?
I woke up this morning at 195. So I'm
I'm
being
actually
responsible.
heavier.
Damn it.
You're heavier?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like
Well, this is
205.
the night before. You know, we weigh in the night before, so
True,
I'm going to blow up the next day.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
He's gonna cut
You don't
down
even have to
to
cut weight.
170.
Why are you going to blow up?
I'm just going to eat a lot of food after the wins.
Okay.
You know, some Portellos maybe.
Okay. I don't do anything different than you normally do.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do nothing crazy.
I'm not.
Unless
Say
you're
that
normal.
after.
Unless you're
will- I
normal
will-
is
I've
crazy.
I've
the
made some
victory
mistakes
meal.
like that before.
He goes into like a food coma and just sits there, just can't move.
Dennis, I'm gonna need you to not put me in at all.
One time I thought it would be a good idea to have like a full protein shake like this big, like after
Right before
weigh-ins. And I was like, I just had a water belly the whole match. I was like,
Yeah, forget that. I like going in anytime I compete or even like open mat on a Saturday morning. I go in hungry. I take
Yeah.
some vitamins in the
it's-
morning
yeah.
and call it a day.
yeah, no, just snack like very small,
Very little,
like
if
here
anything.
and there, and that's my experience. Is the best thing to do.
is nice.
The night before, you might get some good solid meals, but
Yeah.
you don't want to
Yeah,
do
but
too
nothing
much
too
of the
crazy.
above. Yeah,
Especially if you don't have to cut any weight.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get Matt's extra 5 pounds.
Guess so.
What can
I mean,
we do with that extra 5 pounds?
Give it to me.
What are you walking around at right now?
I don't even step on the scale, but I'm probably like 160 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really watching my diet either, so.
You're not fighting anytime soon?
Besides the jiu-jitsu tournament, no. I don't have any plans to. I'm not against it. I just haven't got the right offer yet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the cards though.
Of course.
Just nothing set in stone.
Yeah. How's the school going?
School's awesome. We got a lot of students. Some of the guys are getting ready for some tournaments.
Yeah.
One of the kids is getting ready for his first fight, so it's exciting.
MMA fight?
MMA fight, yeah.
You guys cleaned up in the last tournament, right? With your
We did pretty well. Am I too far away from the microphone?
Yeah.
We did good. We had some of the kids did really well. The kids program's doing great. One of the kids, it was his first tournament. He got 2 golds. Another one of the kids, he went in a really tough division, but it was awesome. It was a good experience for everybody, and it was pretty much the first tournament where I had like 6 students of my own competing. So
That was what? What was it?
I think that was that Newbury?
That was in Newbury.
Yeah, that was just Newbury.
Yeah,
That was
Newbury
the Newbury
tournament.
one? Okay.
Newbury's a good tournament too. I like the way they do their
Scrapping games
tournaments.
was just out too.
That was the week after. We did not go to that
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I didn't even know that thing was going on.
There's grappling games. There's grappling industries. There's I don't.
There's
a lot of
back
tournaments to
back to
keep
back too. It's
Yeah.
it's got. I wonder how
Yeah.
they. I don't know how good grappling games did.
It seemed
don't
like a lot of
know.
people turned out,
Did
but I
they?
didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
The pro show did pretty well. There's quite a few people when we went. Me, Donnie, and Leo went to competed in the pro show there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was by Grappling Games?
I think so.
I thought that was
Yeah.
a Submission Hunter. that you
Oh
guys did.
no, you're right.
That was Submission Hunter.
I did grappling games pro though too. Oh man, I don't remember.
You can't keep track of them all
There's
anymore,
so
man.
many
Yeah.
so many tournaments, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of pro shows, man. A lot
Well,
of tournaments.
at least this one kind of stands out on its own as being different. You know, it's not a normal tournament format doing that quintet style. So
I like it. It's exciting too. I think it's cool because there's only 1 minute rest between matches, so whoever wins gets a minute, and then the 7-minute matches. Depending, I don't know what the weight is.
It was
maybe
45 pounds.
So it's different than 45 pounds. It's what's 4
They cut
minute
it down to
matches.
4 minutes, yeah.
But either way, you could have 2 really long, grueling 7-minute matches, and then go against a fresh guy in the third match. It could be pretty interesting to see what happens.
yeah,
I think it's like just a really it's an exciting idea for a lot of people. Like I tell people, oh yeah, it's like one person stays in, and whoever wins stays in, and then like one person can take out a whole team, and everyone's like excited about that idea. They're like, that sounds badass. That sounds so cool.
yeah. Being
Like,
able to say you took out
like,
3 guys.
Right,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
like they get really excited about it. It's like, yeah, I want to go out and see that. Like,
Right.
Now, is there any overtime involved with that?
No,
No,
it's you both lose.
yeah, if
Yeah.
there's
And
no
then
sub,
in the
if
final
there's no
match,
sub,
I
you both
think
lose,
it's
yeah.
decision. They
It's
So
whoever.
if it goes, you go out.
Yeah.
You go
Right.
out. Everyone
Right.
ties that they no finishes. Then the last match, it goes to decision who won.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I
think-
'Cause if
I
that
think- I
happened in
think
the semifinals,
I
then
think they decide on who had the most submission attempts on the final. The
Okay.
last match.
maybe out of all 3 of the
Yeah.
matches.
but that's the finals. I'm
Oh, that's
talking
the
about
final.
on in the
Oh,
semis.
semifinal. That I
Like
don't know.
potentially, each match could go the full length.
Could go, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of tough
So,
guys to tap
yeah.
out there. If you can't
Big
each
guys,
get a
too,
tap,
yeah.
And
And
if
if there's
a big guy against a small guy, it's kind of when I go against big guys, and I'm obviously a small guy. It's not easy for them to like just because they're big and I'm really little, so I can tighten
Yeah.
up. Like try choking Javi out if you're
they
a
do.
big guy. No, they don't. They don't choke Javi because he gets so compact. So it could go decision.
But
It
that's
could
what I'm
go
saying
all
too.
the
If
way.
you get the big, whatever the weight is between the opponents, 4 minutes is fast.
fast,
And you get a guy on the bottom who's just defending the whole time,
Right.
And that 4 minutes is over.
But
Both guys lose.
And obviously, it's going to change when I actually get out there. I feel like nobody's going to go into this with the plan of I'm going to just defend on the bottom.
Yeah,
And,
100%.
You know,
No.
like maybe that's actually a strategic decision you got to make. Like we got to take this guy out. I don't think you can beat him, but you could stall him out. Like,
Yeah.
But so
Right.
that's an option. But yeah, I think everyone's going in there like I want to finish this guy.
One
you know.
interesting thing too is it's going to be inside a ring, so
Like
potentially,
boxing.
yeah,
Yeah,
What, the Muay Thai ring.
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially if both guys aren't guard pullers, there could be some good wrestling and some good upper body stuff.
But you
on
hope
the
they,
ropes.
don't, hope they don't. There's no get down rule like there is in combat
You-
where you have to get down. It could be a wrestling match for 4 minutes. No,
It could be,
Could it?
You
but
can't-
submission
but-
only.
Yeah,
That doesn't get
submission
you
only. What's the
anything.
point?
Yeah.
Right.
Someone's got to pull, right?
Yeah, someone has
You
to.
can't. You
take down.
can't jump guard.
Oh, you
I know
can't.
that. You can pull, I think, but you can't jump.
No.
Right.
no
What about
doing
butt
any-
scooting?
You can't slam.
You can butt scoot.
You can't
just can't
slam.
jump
I
on
don't
the
know.
guy.
I'm not like really. I know they said something about I don't know if you can do suplexes or anything. I don't
No,
know.
there's like no
It's-
slamming on the head, no slam. You
can
can't slam
do
out
a
of submission.
controlled
Takedown.
takedown
Yeah.
that slams, but it's not really, you know.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
get held in a submission, you can't slam out of it.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
So no rampage.
What if you?
Yeah, no,
What if you take the guy over the ropes?
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
Just throw him on the ropes. That's it.
I mean, they didn't say anything about holding the
Tank
ropes.
Abbott him.
Yeah. Atomic elbow drop, is that allowed? You know, off the turnbuckle?
Potentially.
I feel like if we're
I
going to
did not
have
see
the
a
ring,
rule against it.
there you go. That's the correct way to think, sir.
Right. Exactly.
They didn't say it was illegal.
Don't give away our secrets, Dennis.
Oh yeah, we're already talking strategy here. We got to.
That's
Change-
fucking
change
tie
subjects.
kick him in the head. What, kicks aren't allowed? I didn't know. What the fuck?
It's a battle crew. It didn't say
We were in a
grapple crew.
ring, you know. It's like Muay Thai.
Exactly. Fuck. Yeah, that's cool. Is there an age limit on that?
To go
so.
watch it?
No.
To compete in it?
Why, you think you're putting together a team?
Yeah, why? No, not me. I'm just like, I'll piece together a team. Like,
You want to be like the manager? You want to be like Jimmy
Manager.
Mouth of the South?
Exactly.
Like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if Jimmy the Mouth. I don't want to be that guy.
The man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I don't know. I don't know who I would. All the managers. I don't know. From WWF days, man, that guy.
Bobby the Brain, the
Bobby
Weasel,
Brain. Not the Weasel.
Bobby the Weasel.
No, not that guy.
Sorry, some old references there.
Yeah, there are. But yeah, I mean, put together because it's any. You don't have to be from LCCT.
No, you
all
don't.
the time.
He said
Anybody
that
can
you
be
from-
anything.
yeah,
and
you
you
can
can call your team whatever you want.
Right.
Right.
Obviously, I'd have to have Blake. He'd be like, one of the guys because he's everywhere. So you gotta just throw him in the mix right away.
Clearly,
And then
clearly.
pick from other schools. But yeah, I mean that's
There's
a cool
really
idea.
no limits to belt weight. Who's on your team?
Right.
Just put a team together.
I mean, obviously, you don't want
How
anyone.
did they reach out to you? Like, what was the deal?
I think
We reached out to them actually. They
We saw
posted
it.
something, and then they posted something on Facebook, and then we just got Dennis to email them what's our team, and then they just accepted
I think
us.
someone tagged. Was it? Was it you?
Umar, no, Umar actually tagged me.
okay.
Umar tagged me,
Right.
and then I tagged you guys.
Umar.
Good guy,
Umar
Umar.
got us to do this.
Hey, Umar got
Thanks,
it.
Umi.
Thank you, Umar.
Shout
Even
out to
though-
Umi.
Thank you, Umar. Even though you don't roll anymore, but
Yeah.
thank you.
Damn.
I don't even know where you've been, but thank you.
No, he's got a wife, so he's busy.
So you guys hit them up. So they just put up something on Facebook looking for people.
Right.
Yeah, that's all
It's
I did,
just
yeah.
4 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 4 teams,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, at least for this first one. I don't know if they're
For the
planning
first
on
one.
doing any
I don't
bigger
know, we'll see
teams or
how
more
Is this
it,
the
uh,
first?
This is the
event?
first ever. I
Yeah,
think
this is
so.
the first
Ever.
event.
So
First
they
ever,
haven't
I
done
think
any
so.
other states or anything
No.
like that.
Not
Are they
that I've
local?
heard.
Are they in Chicago? This
Not that I've heard of. I've never heard of them. So
Do you
I
guys
think
know
this is
Is
the.
this a real thing? Yeah, I never know.
it could be a conspiracy. We just show up. There's nothing going on. We're like, oh,
Someone just trolling you for
Yeah.
other teams.
train for nothing.
trapped in the worst reality show ever.
Can we get these guys to not eat and show up for a jiu-jitsu
I
tournament?
feel like this is a terrible idea. Like if you're running a reality show and you want hungry athletes showing up and to like not compete or get paid,
Right.
Yeah, that's signing your own death warrant.
Oh, there'll be a fight for sure.
Are you guys getting paid for this too?
The winner does.
the winner
Yeah.
is.
What's the grand prize?
600, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Per person?
No, for the team.
Oh fuck! I was like per person. There
Yeah.
you go.
He
not
was
very
all ready
much.
to become a manager right there.
20%, right?
Right, clearly, right off the top.
Right off the top. That's awesome. So, any difference in training? No, right? Quicker rounds.
Well, I mean, it is submission only,
Right.
So you got to take that.
all
into account.
submissions. I'm
All
assuming.
submissions are
right?
legal.
Twisters, heel hooks,
Everything.
all that.
I got to train with these big guys a lot now. It kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
But I get used to.
yeah,
other,
I feel like
other
hobby
big
going
guys.
against people that are always just constantly bigger than you.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Hobby's world.
But yeah, all submissions are legal. Everything.
Everything. Wow. Nice.
Heel hooks. That's all I'm
Heel
hearing.
hooks.
Yes.
Heel hooks.
Did you guys watch the combat jiu-jitsu the other
I did
night?
not.
Man, it was pretty good.
Really? I lost all interest after I found out Gordon Ryan was injured.
Oh man.
Yeah, they brought him on stage. Like
I saw that
very
part.
WWE style.
Yeah.
They tried anyway. It's so awkward. Like, don't do it if you make it awkward.
Well, I'm sure their intention was not to make it awkward.
But they make it awkward. It's such a horrible production. But I just love jiu-jitsu so much. But they gotta just work on that production.
What, combat jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, like there was a whole issue with like the
there were technical issues.
with it, but it was still awesome.
Was it entertaining?
matches. Yeah, very
Did
entertaining.
anyone get knocked out?
Some guy.
Yeah,
did.
there was a TKO.
There was a TKO.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
forgot
doesn't
who it
happen
was.
often.
I think that's only the second one since they started doing it. Yeah.
Right.
So-
yeah, the guy
Cool.
mounted him and just cracked.
I just think if you're going to do that, you might as well do MMA.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, they think it's a good transition to MMA.
I don't know. There's other things you can do to transition.
I guess so.
Well,
Coming
I mean-
from an MMA guy,
Well, I just think it's weird. It's like half of the sport.
half. Well, it's
Yeah.
open palm.
Open palm.
You can only do it when you're
can't do it
grounded.
exactly.
Right.
So if you're gonna do all that, you might as well just put it all together.
I think it does create some weird situations, like where guys are kind of like I'm gonna hang back here playing like at the end of open guard so that you can't enter in on a leg lock or anything, but and like occasionally like paw at you as I try to create an opening for like a pass or a strike. So like that's kind of a weird thing that you don't really see much in MMA because up kicks and the
Yeah.
guy will just stand up and whatnot. So that's something that like is just kind of unique in not necessarily in a good way to combat jiu-jitsu. But the other stuff I feel like it could potentially translate well, but I don't like we're still in the infancy of it, so it's not like we're seeing like guys being like, oh, you know, like I was a jiu-jitsu world champion and I thought I'd get into MMA, so I decided to do combat jiu-jitsu as like an intermediary, and then I went on to become an MMA superstar. No, it's like almost everyone who's in this is either like a pure jiu-jitsu guy or already has MMA experience.
Yeah, well,
Well, I just think it's taking out like if you're trying to make it more realistic, if that's the idea with the slaps or the hits, right? They're trying to make the jiu-jitsu seem more real
It's to try,
self-defense style.
it's to try and keep it honest in terms
But then it's
of
like it's taking out the biggest piece, both guys standing on the feet striking. So
Right.
Yeah, it's very limited.
In that, or,
So
like-
you have to have it, if I recall correctly, you have to have at least one knee down.
Okay.
Okay.
Before you get
So you
hit.
can like do like a kneeling strike to another grounded guy, but you can't be slapping on the feet. There's no kicks at all. Although Eddie was talking at one point about possibly allowing up kicks, and I'm just like, this is going to get very silly very
just
fast.
make it a fight.
Yeah.
Then just make it an MMA fight then.
Right. Well, yeah. At that point, I think you really have to once you're
Yeah.
throwing up kicks.
yeah, I mean the whole event was good. I mean, Thor, he's from 10th Planet, Bethlehem, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even throw a strike. I think he was tapping the guy on the side. Like he just goes for submissions. He wasn't even
Right.
like
Yeah.
going
And
for
that's-
it.
and-
Who won-
that's
was
totally
it a
viable
tournament or was
strategy.
it just
So this is the
fights?
weird thing, and this is what bothers me a lot about like they throw these tournaments together and they're like, oh, you're a world champion now, but in what like who else is in that division? Like
Yeah.
how are you? How many people did you beat to become a world
Like
champion?
it was a tournament bracket. Like the guy who won had multiple matches.
yeah,
so
the guy
the-
won multiple matches.
But at the same
There
time,
are two tournaments though.
There were two. One was 8-man and one was a 4-man.
That was the one with Josh Barnett, right? Verdum, the
It's supposed to
four-man.
be Barnett.
What
Isn't
happened
it
to
a
that?
16 man and a 4-man?
8 bantamweights. So it was 135ers in an 8-man bracket. They crowned that guy combat world jiu-jitsu champion. No. It was awkward. So here's the thing. I don't think they gave the guy a belt who won the 8-man tournament. I think he just got to move on to another.
Right. I think he gets the challenge for the belt.
Challenge for the
Because
belt.
Ben Eddy's currently the
Right, 135.
combat
It's
jiu-jitsu,
the
135.
problem is they
Regardless. Yeah.
I didn't even know when I was watching it. I thought I was just watching the heavyweights because they just were saying
Well, that was what the
But
majority of the advertising was.
it? Yeah, they promoted it was Barnett, Verdum,
right,
Gordon,
Ryan,
and that Russian dude.
right.
Well, yeah, even he was the not a last minute, but like they rotated the roster of guys in the heavyweight 4-man bracket so many times that I actually lost track of everyone who was in it. Like,
Well, what was
it-
even weird was strangers that they had special matches. I'll put those in quotes, air quotes.
Right, where it was
with
just one out.
with heavyweights, like just random heavyweights, just random guys. Special match. They had special match with a bantamweight. And then they had the
Right.
Bia versus that other girl from Atos,
Right.
Kayla. Special matches like
Where it was just a one-off.
just sprinkled in there, but it just really seemed very. Not very organized. Like I didn't know there was a bantamweight style
Bracket,
tournament
yeah.
bracket, and then they didn't crown the guy the champion. He just said he gets to move on, and then the guy who did a 4-man bracket became the world champion of.
That seems very
It's-
unorganized.
It doesn't make sense.
I think it's always kind of going to be that way though when you're starting off something new because like you have to have some title that sounds attractive enough
To lure people in.
right? And,
Yeah.
If you
and then
look
you
at-
build your
right.
base, and then it actually means something after a while,
right. You would think, but like Fight to Win has a bunch of champions for basically no
Right.
reason. I mean, I don't even understand their brackets or who's in there. I just think if we go to like say UFC Tough,
Yeah.
you have 16 men, everyone's ranked, and you know where they stand.
Right.
These are your 16 competitors. They're all going to fight each other eventually, right? and then you just play it out that way. That makes sense, but there's like, oh, this guy's now in it. This guy's now okay. This guy's now he's out. He's in it. He's at no. You're the world champion now. I'm like, well, fuck. I don't get it. Like, is Gordon Ryan and Verdum gonna fight, and then they're gonna fight against Yuri?
Not anytime soon.
Right. They're gonna fight against Yuri for the belt.
It gets really difficult when you try to throw in like people who are trying to make money into the whole mix, because it becomes less of a tournament format and more of something like, how can we match make this to be the best
Possible
most
promotion.
selling fight? Yeah,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
So
They're handpicking every one of those.
Yeah,
fights.
it's really difficult
Right.
for them to now keep
So
it.
just
a good
handpick the
tournament
fights
style
and don't
shit.
do a tournament style.
Right.
It's like
Exactly,
just
yeah.
do
Right.
Dennis versus this guy and do
Right.
this guy versus that guy, and then they're all banned. Don't have them
Like
do a
UFC
tournament.
style,
Like
pretty
just
much. Yeah.
just copy what the UFC does
Right.
and Bellator does. That's it. Well, not even Bellator gets a
I
little
was
weird
just saying,
too.
yeah, Bellator does run a tournament.
Yeah, they do. Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, just here's all your bantamweights. This is the matchups we're gonna do, and and then eventually, when the guy gets to be 0 and whatever, or 10 and 10-2, and you know where you stand, and then they fight for a title. But let them build up to it. I think because if you're gonna keep going, and if Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds is gonna be the thing now, and he's gonna lose EBI eventually, I don't even know.
Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
I don't wanna speak on that 'cause I don't
It seems
know.
to be like if he want because Combat World, that's what they're calling it. Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds is what they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like what's the point of doing EBI? This is
Well,
where he always
okay.
wanted to go. Like EBI was he brought that in like to get his foot in the door, and now but this is what he really wanted was to move it to combat, to closer to MMA. Then he gets rid of EBI.
Well, he got like as of right now, EBI for the men is always combat jiu-jitsu, and for the women it's still old EBI rules as far as I
Right.
know. They've done special matches where the women do combat jiu-jitsu, of course. But yeah, like that's the current format at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
and
so
I believe-
EBI specifically is just a women's tournament.
Well, right now, like the old EBI rules is only used for the women's tournament at the moment, and I don't know if he's planning to transition everything to the combat jiu-jitsu rules. If he's going to eventually just like split it off into two separate tournaments, like used EBI as the platform to launch combat jiu-jitsu, and
Right.
will eventually move back to the old style. So I have no insight there.
Yeah, I just don't see him going back. Once you do combat, I mean.
Well, I mean, there's
seems-
still I think there's still interest in a lot of the submission only style tournaments, like the one we're talking about today.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying for him, it just seems like this is what he wanted. This is where he wanted to go
Yeah,
with
maybe.
himself, like as a promoter or whatever. They just have to fix everything else. They just have to make
Fix
it,
all the technical issues.
all the technical issues. Yeah, they just got to make it. A little
Actually,
better
that brings up
clearer.
a good point. I don't know that I saw this anymore. Are they streaming the tournament like on
That
Facebook?
they
or
haven't
anything?
said
Great
anything.
question.
Like I said,
Don't
we don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, we
Damn.
have not received enough information about this
What?
tournament.
Is there anyone you can email?
I'm actually probably
do they
to
have a
blame
website?
because they've been emailing me. I just
You just aren't reading anything.
no. I read it. I felt like I showed it to you guys at the gym.
It was just the rules. That was it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the rule.
It was
Yeah,
just the
some
rules.
email I
I
got.
don't know about the
Yeah,
live
I don't
streaming
know.
or anything about
Oh
that.
no,
Do they have a website?
don't know that.
Don't even know.
I mean,
Facebook. They have Facebook.
yeah, I was just
Facebook.
everything I've seen so far has been run through Facebook. So
Yeah.
Usually in the other tournaments, like the pro tournaments, they hire someone who reaches out to all the competitors
Yeah.
and gives you all the information, your ticket stuff. It works with you to try to maybe remind you to post
Yeah.
stuff or like help, send you your portrait
Yep.
or whatever banner stuff. So like
Yep.
that doesn't seem to be happening here.
You always have like a mother, like
Yeah.
this is your,
Yeah.
like Amber. Amber would like coordinate a lot of stuff. And
No, I think I'm to blame. Like I think I have all those emails.
That guy actually sent me a message on Facebook. It's like, hey, I need a picture of you guys. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, hey, one thing since
very
we're
nice
going to
picture.
talk about it, I text Yusuf all the time. He never texts me back.
oh damn,
Yeah, we're on the group chat, Yusuf. There's
Yeah.
a group chat.
So
Damn,
I
just
think I
call
did try
out
to
right on
send you
air.
the information, and you just didn't.
No,
respond
I text.
by
I
getting
just
it.
have to do it late because sometimes I'm working and there's like 8 things going
Okay,
on.
we'll
and I
address
just
this
get back
issue
to it.
off air. Okay.
Meanwhile, your opponents are like sitting there listening to the podcast, eating popcorn. I'm like, oh yeah, we
They're
got
hearing
these.
the team falling apart.
We're like, these guys are a band of idiots. Seems like an easy team.
No, it's because we're focused on training, not on stupid emails.
True.
That's right.
Good
I've known
save.
you
Yeah.
for how long, Dennis?
Many years. It's 2011.
Really?
You guys met at LCCT or
No.
At Top
Yeah,
Notch.
Top-notch.
Top notch. Yeah. There
My
we go.
dad's known him since he was a little kid.
Yeah,
Just
Matt
between
Lim's
you
dad
two-
was my first boxing coach.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
wow. I did not
Bernard
know that.
Lim.
Your dad's a boxing
Yeah,
coach?
his dad's a badass.
He knows Muay Thai and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He knows
How did I not know this until this very moment?
Because you don't talk to me that much.
Damn.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. I love you, Javi.
Calling out
I
inside.
love you, Javi.
LCCT's not that
This is a
close.
therapy
They're
session
not that
now.
close.
All right,
Well, I didn't
guys.
know that either. I knew like you'd done some Muay Thai.
Yeah, it was because of my dad.
Yeah, and
Because of
like
my-
because we held pads for each other.
Yeah, at Rothwell, yeah.
a couple times, like 1 or 2 times.
No, just once.
Just once?
Yeah,
Okay.
just once.
Like one time. And then, so I like knew you had some experience. I didn't
Yeah.
know your dad was a coach.
Yeah, it was my dad, yeah.
So I guess
That's-
you must have had some
Yeah.
training.
When I was a little short little kid.
So like only 5 foot?
Yeah. But yeah, my dad's known Dennis since he was what, 12, 13?
Something like that. Yeah, his dad used to train with my dad years ago. Goes back.
This team has a lot of history.
Yeah,
It's
it's crazy.
tight knit.
That's
Yeah.
why it's like a family.
The martial arts world is actually very, very small.
Yeah, it's deeply incestual.
Everybody knows
I don't
everybody.
go that far.
That's not the right word.
Did I say the wrong word?
Is this where it ends?
No.
Okay.
It is truly a small world. It's funny we just had Rafael Lovato Sr. in, and he's originally a Machado black belt, and you trained originally.
Under William Vandry, who is a Carlos Machado black belt.
Right, right.
Yes.
So yeah, again, small world.
Very small.
Everything's deeply
Everything's
interconnected.
connected.
Yeah.
Strange that way.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great interview. He is a wise man.
You had Lovato's dad on here?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Dude, he just left.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, that was earlier today?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, man.
But nobody would know that because your podcast is coming out the week after his.
You're holding this one hostage for a week. Okay.
Sorry.
That one's going to be better
Work
anyways.
smarter, not harder.
We're just
Yeah.
3 babbling dummies that can't figure out emails.
You've definitely given a caveman-like impression of your technical skills. Yes.
Definitely showed your age.
I am old. I'm
Shut
not a
the
young,
hell up.
young whippersnapper.
Listen, nobody in this room is older than Zito,
Nope.
so it's fine.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, did you think you were older than Zito, kid?
No, I thought he was like, I don't know, 29 or something.
Sweet.
Damn, you just keep
You
getting
do have a
younger and
youthful
younger.
appearance for sure.
Yeah.
It's because he's got the bald look. He's kept his beard short, so you can't really
Can't
see the
see the
gray
gray.
hairs
That's
as much.
true, yeah.
You know, you can after you look like
Yeah.
closely.
It's got
Yeah.
like, you know, then I
Basically, you're saying
keep the youth by, keeping the hoodies. Stay the youthful.
solid strategy, actually. Yeah.
So,
Took an extra 5 years right off.
I know. Gotta stay young.
Why don't you tell him how old you actually
43.
are? Yeah.
Really?
Fucking old. That's how old.
Old as hell.
Good for you.
You're right on 40, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'll be 42 this year. So,
Yep.
Dennis is what, you're 33?
I'm about to be 33. It's
33.
frightening.
basically
thought.
1 foot in the grave.
Yeah, frightening thought.
I feel special being the youngest in the room.
The young whippersnapper over here.
Yeah. Super annoying.
It's okay. It's all right.
I don't hate him for his youth, but I do hate him, and he's young.
I love you too, Javier.
So what else is going on, guys? How's training going? Good?
It's going really good. Training hard, getting Shark Tanked.
Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
Dennis's favorite method of training.
Mine?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
actually Luis's.
Yeah, it's
Well,
yeah,
that's yeah.
That's been more me and
Oh, has Luis been beating the crap out of you with
yeah,
the Shark
of
Tanks and
course,
not
yeah.
Dennis?
Oh, yeah.
He saves the Shark Tanks for when I'm training
That's
with
only
him?
for you on wrestling
Oh, you
night.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's just a general Shark Tanking. They do like specific Shark Tanking. Yes. Much more intense.
Oh, okay.
Mine's a basic Shark Tank compared to theirs.
The Great White Shark
The
Tank.
Great White Shark Tank. Correct. Mine's like a small, what's a small shark? Bull shark?
like a
bull shark
a
tank?
nurse shark,
A nurse
maybe?
shark tank?
I don't think that's a.
It sounds like a very soft shark tanking, actually. Yeah, I've occasionally posted about like Dennis doing the Shark Tank on a Monday night, and now that I've had it explained to me clearly I have to remove the actual shark and be like goldfish tanked. Getting the secondhand material here. No, actually, like one of the cool things, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but like I really feel like it's a pretty valuable resource that a lot of people don't have access to. And like we have wall pads at LCCT and we have wall pads at Dennis's place at 3D. So we actually spend a reasonable amount of time, especially Monday Night Wrestling, working like wall specific techniques. And I never really like until I started really getting in there and doing it. I never really realized just how much it changes. Like I've heard people, like we for sure heard people say that wrestling in the cage is different. I've been put up against a wall a couple of times just in practice and whatnot, and it definitely changed things. But when you really start figuring out how the wall changes the dynamic of how you defend, how you execute your takedowns, man, that makes a big difference. I feel like
In what ways? What do you mean?
So like you can't defend a double when you're on the wall by sprawling, for example.
You can't stay square really at all.
Yeah, because your hips are too available, and it's too easy to get your legs pulled out from underneath you.
So you sprawl sideways, right? You kind of do a split.
Kind of, yeah. Like Dennis, actually, it should be the one explaining this because he's my coach at it.
It's just it's not a traditional sprawl. You obviously want to turn your hips sideways, hand fight, get a wide base. It adds a whole other element to it. And guys who are really good at controlling the cage, if you're not familiar with it, it's really eye opening when you feel that. The way I think of it really is the wall is just the floor, but it's vertical. So a lot of the stuff that you do on the ground, like from half guard, I see is very applicable on the wall. Okay. Because if you're clinching somebody, that's similar to a half guard. You got your underhook on one side, you got the knee in the middle, you got the head position. So I think I try to keep it kind of similar. And the wall game, it's very different. It's very, very important element too. If you're going to fight MMA, you have to know how to fight off the wall because it's going to end up there. And
that's one of the things that we went over a lot in Top Notch that I actually really liked with Alexander Ponce and Alexander Ponce. The guy, what is he, Cuban? He coached the Cuban team, I think, the Olympic team over there. Yeah. He showed us a ton of stuff over there, and. Yeah, you've even got certain techniques where if they come straight on, you can stuff the head center and actually lift.
Yeah, there's
the person there's a lot of things you can do. So you want to force it to a single, like I know you do all the time when we go over it, and you want to actually force up into kind of controlling like an overhook underhook situation.
No, you're talking about if you're defending.
Defending, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't because you don't want to. If you stay square here, you're just going to get lifted into the wall.
Yeah.
And then just taken straight down because you have nothing to push off of, really, because your weight's now being pushed against the wall and then driven upward.
Yeah.
So you have
you're
no
being
base.
taken up the wall now. I get what you're saying.
You have no base here, so you have to really torque into them and change the angle of it completely.
Right.
So as opposed to wrestling. Wrestling traditionally, you have a big circle, and once you get to the edge of the circle, you're out. You don't have to fight against the wall. It's you have this. You have the free space all the time, right?
Right.
You can always sprawl. You can always, do a cartwheel or whatever. You can always do. Right. You can always hit a switch at a good time. Right. You can always stuff the head. It's a lot more easily. There, it's a lot different. And when you add strikes into it, it gets even better.
Yeah, and
fun.
A big thing too, and if we're talking like MMA specific training, is training your grappling on the wall, like in that where the fence and the floor meet. It adds a whole other element to fighting. I mean, when we do jiu-jitsu or you're grappling, you got, like Yusuf said, when you wrestle, you got a big open space. If someone's in your guard stacking you, you can roll underneath or walk on your shoulders. Someone's stacking you in the fence and ground and pounding you, your jiu-jitsu's not the same. Right. You got to figure out different angles. You got to figure out how to work off the wall. And if you don't train that, and the first time that you see that is in the fight, you're in a lot of trouble.
Right. What'd you think about that MVP fight? And
I missed it. I don't even know who won.
MVP won.
He
decision.
won?
Yeah, it was a decision win.
Him versus Daly, right?
It was horrible. It's like a ridiculous fight.
It wasn't exciting like it was going to be. Everyone thought it was going to be.
I mean, they tried taking each other down.
Well, I mean, as so often kind of happens, when you get two wrestlers that think they're roughly equal in the wrestling, they end up striking, and it turns from an awesome grappling match into a kind of shitty kickboxing match. Well, kind of the reverse happened here.
Right.
So you're telling me if we, if it ever happens, it's a grappler's wet dream to see Crone versus Ryan Hall. It's just going to turn into a kickboxing match.
Right.
I mean,
It probably would.
I'm not speaking for Ryan Hall, but I feel like Ryan Hall, having seen the way he game plans for stuff, I feel like he's gonna be like, how can I win this? Minimum risk, maximum chance of me winning. I'm gonna keep it standing. I'm gonna pick him apart from range.
Throwing him an Ari with the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Why, do you think is that really going to happen?
I've
A
heard
lot
it
of
talked
people
to-
are talking
Yeah,
about
a
it.
lot of people are talking about it, but nothing official. Just people are like, "Oh, that'd be amazing." They're in the same weight class in the same organization now.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I don't get excited for too many fights these days, but I'd be really excited for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Crone versus Ryan.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
that would be a good fight.
or it might be terrible. Like that's the
I mean,
concern.
I've never seen Crone in a bad fight. I mean, has he ever been in a bad fight?
No, and he's aggressive.
He's aggressive.
I don't
yeah.
think Crone would let it really stay standing too long.
No, he pretty
I
goes
think-
forward.
Yeah,
he's not fucking
like
around.
and
Do a
he-
jump
he
guard.
just doesn't have the striking really. No offense to him, but like he doesn't
Right.
have the striking to.
And he doesn't try to
stay there.
pretend like he does.
But
Right,
if-
right.
But does Ryan Hall have the striking to knock him out if he doesn't have the striking to?
I don't know that he has the strike. I mean, I don't know that he has the striking to knock him out.
Right.
Does
But
he have the
I think he
striking to
has.
win him?
I think he has the footwork and.
I think Crone trains with some pretty high level boxers.
Right, yeah,
trains with the
and
Diaz
trains with
brothers.
Diaz
Yeah.
brothers. But I think he has the footwork and the cage, savvy to stay out of Crone's
Yeah.
ideal range. Crone's like not historically a guy who like does a lot of double legs and
No, he
things like
clinches.
that.
It's all clinch.
mostly
Yeah.
clinch
Yeah.
and guard jumping.
Yeah.
So to do any of that, he has to get in past that kickboxing range first.
Yeah,
to
and Ryan
really-
Hall does throw some weird kicks.
Right,
Or
right.
maybe it's a potential takedown off some of those
Right,
kicks.
yeah. Ryan Hall might kick less against
Yeah.
somebody like Crone if he was trying to avoid the ground. Or he might just go right in and be like, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is what everyone wants to see.
I mean,
but
his last finish was a really good setup for
Super
his,
Against PJ
Ryan
Penn?
Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he
That was nasty.
Yeah, he
So
hit
nasty.
that leg kick and then just like he
Like a
he
Yeah.
just went
like
straight
a
into
reverse.
It was a reverse
Imanari.
Imanari roll.
yeah,
How
yeah.
he landed it was reverse.
Beautiful. It was
Yep.
beautiful
and,
entry.
and the crazy
what
thing
sucks
is,
is that I don't think a lot of people who aren't into jiu-jitsu
They don't
or
understand.
they
Yeah,
have
they
no
don't
idea
understand.
what the fuck he did. They
Right.
can't even appreciate what he did
And to
or
be-
how hard that was.
to be fair,
difficult
I
to
think
do.
a lot of people in jiu-jitsu don't even really know what he
maybe
did.
maybe you may be right, but man, that was like the amount. To pull that fucking off in a live fight,
Well,
that's
he's-
Against
fucking-
PJ Penn?
PJ Penn.
Yeah.
Right.
What in the fuck? That's so impressive. I don't think
That's
people
like having
realize.
ultimate
Don't-
belief in your moves and just
Yeah.
not giving a fuck and just
The only
going
one
for
I've
it.
Just
seen
going
with like
in.
better kind of like level, like mixing it up between the strikes and the
level changes.
like the level changes for the shots and everything is Khabib. Like
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
the only one I've seen who's got it like so refined.
Yeah, dialed in, right.
Yeah,
I think some of the smaller guys, Demetrius,
yeah,
like for
oh,
example.
sure, yeah, but he's not in the UFC anymore. is
Well,
he?
yeah,
but yeah,
no longer in the UFC
Yes,
fairly
yeah,
recently, but
yeah.
I call bullshit on that one.
That
Yeah,
was
me too,
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
why he's not in the UFC is fucking saddens me.
I don't know. I'm kind of glad that Dana did not get his way and
well,
He's
Dana's
probably making a
it-
shitload of money overseas.
That's
so
what I'm
I'm
saying.
really
That's what,
happy.
yeah, no, that's what it is.
But I just don't
He's
think he got a
competition.
fair deal in the UFC. I don't think that Cejudo really beat him in that last fight they
Me
fought.
neither.
Really?
Me neither.
I don't see
I
it,
thought
man.
DJ
man.
won
I
that
think-
too.
I thought it was close.
Well, I think it was a pretty. It wasn't like he didn't dominate the fight like
He didn't beat
like
DJ.
overwhelmingly. If it was a normal fight though, it was a fair judge. Like normally you would think like you have to beat the champ, then you have to like dominate the champ or
Beat the
finish
guy.
the champ.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but
Like calling himself the champ after that performance, I'd be like, let me fight him again. Let me see if I could really.
It was a really good fight, and he played it really smart. But yeah, it just wasn't an insanely dominant finish. It was
Right.
or win.
He won
it
some
was
big
good.
moments.
Yes,
That was
did,
the
yeah,
thing.
he did.
It-
He won
remember
like
Forrest
definitely,
Griffin versus Rampage.
yeah.
Yes.
Remember that fight? Where he
Throwback.
just- throwback. Like I don't
Throwback.
think like that was like did you beat Rampage? I mean, you kicked him low for a bunch, but I didn't feel like Forrest really won that fight. Like for me, I was like, I think they both kind of sucked. You know,
right.
for that fight. I bet
Sometimes it's- you just
that was
gotta be the guy
reminiscent
that
of
sucks less.
Like, okay, let's run it back. Let's do it again because now Demetrius beat him once.
No, I-
let's do a third and call it a day. But
Well, not
I would have
anymore.
loved to have
not
seen the
anymore.
trilogy.
I would love to see
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
because I don't think Dimitri's got a fair deal, and I think he's obviously I think he's one of the pound best
I don't
fighters in
think
the
he's
world.
been getting a fair deal
For a long
period.
time now.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really promote the smaller
They're doing
guys.
away with the
That's-
flyweights
the
anyway,
only-
so it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter.
Not
Right,
yet.
yeah.
They haven't yet, right?
I think-
Well, that's
they
Dana's
wanted
plan,
to-
though.
They wanted to, but then Cejudo won that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was
So
like
like,
that
they,
early
they
stop
wanted,
one?
they
They
wanted, yeah,
was
they
early
wanted
stoppage?
to win that fight and then
then
like
destroy the
just get rid of
125 weight
division 'cause
class.
it's like, well, there's no real good competition here. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
But at least they fought the champion, unlike Kevin Gastelum, who's calling himself the champion. They didn't even fight the champion.
What is that? What he's doing?
Yeah, because
The whole- he was
That
wearing
whole
the
division
belt
is
the
in
whole
chaos.
time.
he was because
the
he
whole
was,
time.
I thought that was a joke. He was doing it as a
no,
joke.
he was being for real. He honestly thinks he's the
borrowed
champion.
Cejudo's belt, was it? And was wearing it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Cejudo's belt.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
wearing it the whole time through the whole.
Because he believes that
Posing in front of the
since,
cameras,
yeah.
like
Because he
looking all
believes
big.
since Robert Whitaker forfeited the match, he's the champion automatically.
Dude, that was a legit medical problem.
I mean, yeah, of course that is.
That was like-
You know,
But what I don't get is
Well,
how does he go to weigh-in and then do the weigh-in and then that's it?
I don't know.
Like
I don't-
why
I
did he,
don't know
why
if
did he
it's
even
his
go to
weight.
the weigh-in?
well, Kevin Gastelum was also battling. What did he have?
Syphilis?
No, that's
That's a bold claim.
maybe. No, what
I'm
is
just
it?
putting it out there. I don't
What's
know.
Not
Maybe.
ringworm. What?
That's
Not
the-
ringworm.
that's
What's
the
the
word on
other?
the
What's the
street.
other? Staff. Thank you.
Staph
is what you're looking
Oh,
for. Infection. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, that's true.
It's the same S
I don't
word.
think he
Yes.
should be fighting your staff.
Man,
No.
that's an interesting topic right there because I don't disagree with you, but we've definitely seen several guys
Right.
Yeah,
step in there.
Kevin
I
Lee.
mean-
Yeah, Kevin Lee just did it rather famously.
Right. I mean, in wrestling, you have ringworm, and if you have ringworm and you don't have a doctor's note
Yeah.
that says you've been treating it for more than like 24, 48 hours,
Right.
I think it's 48, yeah.
Well, he had a doctor. He
then
was taking
then you're
antibiotics.
disqualified
for
too.
it, so.
You can't compete.
Right. That's weird. He's calling himself the champ. Who's
Yeah.
your champ of? Who
Exactly.
he beat to be the champ?
That's what everyone's
forfeit?
telling him.
That's what he
said.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
he
actually
thinks-
fighting
said-
Asadiana for the interim belt.
Oh my god.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's fighting
I don't know why
Stylebender.
they're doing these interim belts. It's
Because I think it helps sell fights. That's
Yeah.
the only reason I think they do
That's it. That could be the only
Yes.
reason. Because they pull him away from people so easily. If Tony Ferguson got
Oh,
his
yeah.
pulled away, he's not an interman. Do they
Man.
really take it from him? Like, does he still have that belt at his
No,
house?
they took it away from him.
They
I
just-
think, I think
Wait,
so.
what? No.
I think
No,
that-
no,
He's
he's got better keep that belt for
He's
sure.
got that belt,
Yeah,
right,
they don't come to
Dennis?
your house. And
Yeah,
They don't
every-
come to your house
yeah.
to take it.
Yeah, every time they make a new belt. For
sure.
They make a new one, right?
It's not like in like
He just can't wear it around
Speaking
town.
of, the
that's
new
all.
belts are terrible. That's just my worthless opinion.
Thank
Agree.
you.
Yeah,
I second that one.
Yep.
Dana, if you're listening, and I
Yes.
know you are,
Got to get a new belt designer for sure. That fucking belt sucks.
that Midwest Finishers belt looks way better
That
than
Midwest. Did you see that belt? Midwest Finishers.
No.
That tournament's coming out March 2nd.
No.
It is fucking badass. It's
Beautiful.
It's I would say just as good as the EBI. EBI is a very nice belt.
that. Yeah.
The Combat Worlds one, it was okay, but that that
You like
Midwest
the gold
Finishers-
EBI one? Yeah,
that
this
gold EBI
one's silver and it's
pretty nice.
beautiful.
It's nice.
There have been some really nice belts historically.
How come you didn't get on that Midwest Finishers?
I don't even know anything about
The
it.
fuck? No one called you?
No.
Because they're afraid you might just take that
That's
belt.
what it
That's
is.
what it is.
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
Yes.
Keeping the man down.
What is this Midwest Finishers?
It's a tournament run by 10th Planet Lombard. And yeah, he's put together. Is it all it's all just what's the bracket? 135ers?
Yeah.
135ers, Dennis?
are they going to do
well,
more?
if it's same day weigh-ins, that's not happening.
No?
No.
No, I think it's night before weigh-ins.
Okay, well, that's still. I don't know if I want to do that for a grappling match. For grappling, I'll go up in weight. Shoot, way faster than I'm going to cut
All
weight
right.
like that.
So put you on for 155,
yeah,
no problem?
Done deal.
All right. Omar, if you're listening, well, I know you are. You got Dennis Downbrow. 155. next Midwest. But yeah, so that's coming up. Actually, this will probably air after it. So
Yeah.
Are they going to open up for other weight classes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
are.
the plan. We're just starting.
I think this is just the first one.
And is it also
cool.
open belt ring too? Doesn't matter which belt.
Yeah,
ring?
yeah.
Open belt, yeah.
Yeah, so another nice
Sub
thing about
only
that.
EBI rules. Yeah, it's a pretty cool tournament. We'll see how it goes. It's held at 10th Planet Lombard.
Okay.
So, pretty nice. You ever guys been there?
No.
I have not.
It's a nice gym. Very nice gym. Check it out. Sunday open mats.
When
10
did they
a.m.
open up the 10th Planet in Lombard?
Oh man, how many
It's been
years?
over a year now.
No,
Okay.
well, so the original location was different. He was in a
UFC gym.
No, that wasn't UFC gym. The original location?
Oh, for Lombard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was at my old client. That what was it called? I don't remember. Physical
Damn.
Fusion Fitness.
Yeah. It's a so that was the first location. Then UFC
Lombard.
Lombard, and then he
found,
got his own spot
Yeah, 'cause
now.
I used to live there. My parents live over there and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
And I was looking for places around there, and like Top Notch was when I first started like training for mixed martial arts and that stuff. Was like Extreme Couture was the place I started.
Man, that was right over on North Avenue.
Right.
When it was there.
It was
Yeah, I
like
remember.
5 minutes from my house. I went there for like a year, and I was like when I was a senior in high school or something, and yeah, then I ended up transitioning to Top Notch because one of my coaches worked with Mac. What's his name? I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, so got into that there. But I really didn't even start jiu-jitsu like really hard, like really like I guess like training formally until I got in with Luis.
Right.
And then what? You were promoted to brown belt like the first day you
I
came to
came in-
class?
Yeah, they're like,
I
oh.
came in.
It might have been purple belt. Like, oh shit. Okay, here's a purple belt.
I had a blue belt already from Pablo Alfonso.
Okay.
Who trained.
I know
with
Pablo.
us at
Pablo's
Top Notch.
awesome.
Yeah.
I came in as a blue belt too. Got my
Yeah.
ass kicked.
I retested for my blue belt like next, but I was already tapping the purple belts, so they just put me in. Tested me next year for.
I still remember the first day we faced each other at LCCT.
Really?
It was horrible. I thought you were the biggest douchebag ever. So
Wow, whoa.
No.
This really is a therapy session.
The issue is like sometimes like especially I used to be. I'm a lot more guilty of this in the past. Like when I like wrestled and stuff. You go into the wrestling room and like you're there for business,
Right, it's
and
all
like
work.
yeah, you have like fun with your friends outside, but like and you talk to your teammates and stuff and have fun with them outside, but that's because you had like a structure, right? You're in school, like you're seeing these guys all the time. Like when you go to the gym, I just didn't like really transition that properly, like personally, because I just stayed in that mindset and I was like, I'm here to grind, I'm here to
I'm here to kill everyone that they put in front of me.
Like I didn't just try to destroy people, but like at the same time, I took the training like probably a little more seriously than like.
No, it wasn't
good
that.
way.
What it was was no.
Let's hear it from the guy who's.
So all it was this is my first. I was like brand new, and then I got paired up with you for like a situational sparring. So I'm like, hey, I'm Matt, with a big smile, just trying to be nice. This is him, Stone Cold Yusuf. I'm like, damn, dude, you can't put a smile on your face. I'm like, all right, whatever. We're both blue belts. Whatever, it's gonna be good. I kicked my ass. I'm like, this guy's a dick.
I told you, like I said, like I was just when I used to go in and train, it used to be like I was there for that, and I've developed my social skills.
Yeah, I don't think Yusuf said more than one word to me for over 2 years. I think the one word might have been Yusuf.
So I'm not the only one, though.
No.
So
And
you
he's got
tell-
like 40 pounds on me, and I was like, Jesus.
By the time I met him, he was a chatty Cathy. So
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
yeah.
he really warmed up.
Yeah.
I've gotten a bit better. Yeah, I've gotten better. I've definitely, but I used to be a lot worse about communicating.
Hey, sometimes you got to be serious.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. So wait. Literally everyone in this room. Then I've just realized none of us actually started with
Nope.
Luis.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even. I've never thought about that before.
No, Top Notch got affiliated with Luis.
Through Lamas.
Through Hogan.
Yeah, through
Corey.
Yes, yeah. So
Boo-hoo,
then,
brown belt Corey.
Oh.
I got my brown belt before he did, but he was a purple belt before right? I think that's because he took a bunch of time off. I think.
Yeah.
He took a few years off there.
Corey's freaking excellent.
He's a great guy. He's
Yeah.
fun. But yeah, I think we got affiliated, and then I fought Tom Angleoff, who is one of Ben's guys, while I was still with Mac, and like technically they were all affiliated with each other.
Right, everyone's- yeah,
So
okay.
so you have LCT in the middle, who's affiliated with Ben Rothwell, but like Top Notch is also affiliated with LCT.
Right.
But I'm fighting a guy from Rothwell.
Yeah, that causes some problems.
So yeah,
Hey, it's the fight game. Everyone's going to fight everybody.
But I
Star
ended up
Wars.
sticking with him after that. Yeah, after I did a few classes with them, me and Brian Booth, started
You're like,
going
"Oh,
there a few
this is
times.
different."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was hooked. I was like, this is what I need. Like I know I can improve a ton here, you know, and
And you have.
yeah.
I've
Big difference in Yusuf's game from when
I
he
haven't
came.
seen as much because I haven't been around as long. But yeah, my God.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's not just a beast; he's a technical beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh, so he's big and he's technical.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
annoying.
That's tough.
It's so annoying.
That's
I want to have some advantage in life, and being the small technical guy is usually it.
Right.
Then you run into a big technical guy, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
my life sucks.
those are the worst. Those are the worst.
And a big aggressive technical guy.
Right.
yeah, and Yusuf brings it.
Yeah, man. I think it's like wrestling in college really is what got me in the mindset of being able to learn, kind of like just absorb the technique like a sponge, like because I didn't used to be able to just like see things a few times and just do it like in a roll, try to do it in a roll like right away. Like I didn't used to be in that mindset, but like I started doing that in college. Like,
And where
it
did you
was-
wrestle? Just
I wrestled Glenbard East in high school, and then I wrestled Elmhurst College under Steve Marinetti. Awesome guy, D1 national champ. Beat who did he beat? Oh God, Mick something, I forget. Beat this dude who was who had gone undefeated his entire college career, 3-time national champ, and then he beats him senior year in the finals. It's so sick. It is such a sick story, dude. Takes the national title his last year. It's so awesome. Yeah, he's such a good wrestler, dude. Steve, and he trains Lamas. And yeah, so I learned so much from him. And I think I kind of remember when it clicked, kind of like when I was doing hand fighting, right? It's like just it was just some simple things like it's like just like learning different ties, and then I was just like, wait, like why can't I just do this? Why can't I just take these concepts all the time and just like internalize them and try to put them in every situation?
and you just willed yourself to get
Like,
good.
I don't know, like it's hard to explain without without feeling it.
You like turn the
'cause-
corner mentally,
Right, yeah. I turned the corner mentally, yeah, exactly. And I just picked things up a lot faster because I was like, well, I just know what I need to do. I can dissect it more easily now. I don't know. It's like you find, I don't know, maybe doctors have that in med school or something where they're studying like, well, and then one day like this guy's like doing a surgery and he's like, God damn, I can do this more, like I can just learn all these surgical procedures more easily now. I just
This seems like a dangerous epiphany.
He's like Neo from the Matrix. All of a sudden he's like,
He's giving medical advice now.
I know jujitsu.
no, man, it's like
Wait, so I'm a doctor now, is what you're saying?
no.
Oh, gosh.
no. But
Armchair doctor.
Dr. Dennis Downbrow
my
does have a
wife's a
certain.
doctor. My wife's a doctor.
Yes,
though.
yes, she is.
She's a good doctor. Just opened up a practice.
Right
next
down
to
the
the
way
gym.
from the gym.
Right
yeah,
next
like
to the gym,
like
dude.
Oh, really?
What is it? 3
Yeah.
doors down, right?
Yeah, 3 doors
Yeah.
down.
What kind of doctor is she?
Chiropractic. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Really good chiropractic.
Oh,
dude.
she takes care of then
Yeah, that's
the
this.
whole group of people.
This
that
is
take
It's
care of
business
actually a
model.
business plan. You hurt the people at jiu-jitsu and you send them
That's
into
what
the
that's what
chiropractor.
Will's telling me. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he's doing.
No,
There you go. He's going
solid
hard.
plan.
Now you know why.
That's why Yusuf's going hard and hurting people.
That's right. He's got a stack of cards in his gi. Oh, here you go. Here you go. After he just breaks your back.
They don't have cards. They're getting cards really soon.
Then you will start breaking
They're
backs.
getting cards though. They are getting cards soon. But yeah, dude. But yeah, like seeing Luis do the technique, dude, and breaking apart all the details. He's such a good teacher, and just seeing that for the first time, it's like, why can't I have coaches like this for everything?
Yeah,
like
no.
Marinetti did the same thing, dude. Like maybe not as eloquently and as mind-boggling as Luis, but like Marinetti did the same thing. I just didn't really appreciate it as much until my senior year, you know.
Right.
But when I saw Luis, dude, like breaking everything down, like I just started breaking things, like just figuring out how to break things down myself. You know what I
Right.
mean? And he talks about like implementing positions or concepts into everything, right? So like frames, like everywhere, like you can just and I find out you find new ways to frame. Like Matt's doing that all the time now too.
Yep.
Like frame with the elbow
Yep.
on side control instead of like trying to just push people and like and use your fist now.
Instead of just being Big Matt.
Right?
Yeah, it works on a lot of people until I fight this guy. And it's like, okay, I gotta learn real technique now.
Yeah.
That's how we keep each other
growing
honest,
fast, dude. Matt's made a lot of progress.
Yes. Yeah, I've,
I mean, it's
couple
just rolling
years-
with you guys, you know.
Last couple of years, dude, you've
Thank you.
you're killing it.
Thank you.
You're
Matt,
really-
do you compete in other tournaments?
I do, yeah. I do like New
Regularly?
Breed,
Okay.
anything that's around.
Anything IBJJF or no?
Actually, I'm going to be doing IBJJF Poland Open right after this tournament. So this
Which
tournament,
one?
The one in Poland, IBJJF in,
In
Poland.
Poland?
Yeah, because I'm half Polish, so I got
Oh,
family out
okay,
there. So
sweet.
this tournament, it's going to be
going out
yeah.
for like a family thing, but then you get some.
Yeah,
some
exactly.
side,
Yeah,
right?
so
That's awesome.
it's going to be this
Gi?
tournament. Yeah,
And the
gi
gi?
and no gi.
Oh,
It's going to be on the same day. So
Dzień
this-
dobry.
Dzień dobry, jak się czujesz? No, but so
is that
this
your one word?
Yeah, I don't even know what it means.
it means hello. It means hello. But yeah, so this tournament that we're doing, it's going to be on the 23rd, and then I fly out that Monday, and then I fight that next Saturday.
Wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Very
Looking
busy.
forward to it?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever done an IBJJF?
I've
Oh,
done
okay.
Chicago Open. I've done the Worlds.
Oh, how'd you do at Worlds?
I lost in the quarterfinals.
Nice,
So not too bad. It was my first time as a blue belt. So
Nice. And now you're going as purple.
yes.
Nice.
So I'm super excited.
Man, the adult field. What weight are you at?
I'm fighting at 208.
Oh, okay.
So
That's nice.
it's nice.
That's how big is that division?
It's a pretty big division.
Yeah,
There's
right.
a lot of guys in that. So
In Poland?
I was just going to make a
Fuck, I don't
comment
think-
Yeah, I
about
know, yeah.
Giant fucking guys in Poland, right?
Oh, there's
Who the
tons
fuck
of
you
giant
got?
guys.
They're gonna look at you like, where the fuck is this kid coming from?
They're gonna look at him and be like, "Where does this little guy come from?"
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's a bunch of giant guys from Poland. So
So you're half Polish?
I'm half Polish, half Filipino. So I get my sides from the Polish side of the
Nice,
family. So
nice.
Wait, no, really?
half Filipino.
yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody
gee.
thinks I'm Mexican.
Not a bad thing.
No, not at all. But it's kind of funny. They're like, "Oh, you're Polish and Filipino."
My
I thought you
wife's
were Mexican."
Filipino, and she's always like, "You're not a real Filipino."
I know, yeah. His wife always bashed me. You're only half Filipino.
No
so you-
Filipino's that tall.
No, there's no Filipino that
I
big.
know, no, there isn't. But like, she always bashed me. You're only half Asian, so you know you're not Asian. I'm like, okay, whatever.
To be fair, like you put two normal sized Filipinos together, and
Then yeah, all right.
Well, I always tease my wife like, dude, technically I'm half Arabics in the Arabian Peninsula's in Asia, so
Yeah.
I'm Asian.
There we go. There you go. Yeah.
One of my best friends is Filipino, man, but he does not as tall as you.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I know. I have a bunch of family members who are like really short, and
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one younger brother and one younger sister, and my younger sister actually trains at LCCT too.
yeah, and she's gonna be as tall as you probably one
Oh yeah,
day.
she is. Yeah, she's very lanky.
She's got some
Yeah.
long legs.
Yeah,
She uses that-
devastating triangles.
Yes,
might I
that
add.
is her
Oh,
favorite.
nice.
That is her favorite. The triangle choke. Pulls guard and then pulls on the triangle on you. It
Nice.
sucks.
Fuck. Kevin Casey fought against he's like one of your Hickson black belts,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
he lost a heel hook against Thor.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
I looked him.
man, what is up with that? Like, just going. Is the old school guys are not really?
I mean,
What's going
Kevin
on?
Casey's pretty well versed. He's
He is
done
so-
EBI. He's a UFC competitor. I think John just got the better of him.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
I think he went in injured already because he was wearing 2 knee pads, which is kind of.
I think a lot of times too, some dudes are less willing to fight the heel hook than others.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, and I noticed it's like the younger guys will let their feet get turned around completely. Older guys are like, all right, you got it.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. Like Cyborg's like, all right, fuck it, you got it. I'll get you later.
Yeah, I'll slap you.
I'll slap
around
the
the
shit out of you
world.
later.
Well, you were there, Javi, right?
Yes, I was. That was a
I heard people heard it across the whole.
yeah. No, like it was happening. You know, the far side of the arena. You know, like several mats down, and I literally heard every slap that Cyborg hit him with. It was crazy.
He is one gigantic man.
Yeah. Well, there is that. I mean, they're both big dudes,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
What do you think he's gonna do against Verdum? Verdum's gonna slap the shit out of him. I mean,
I'm,
Verdum's hands are giant.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it goes, but Like Gordon Ryan ain't doing shit anytime soon. He's gotta-
Especially though, that's his first match after a knee surgery. That's a
Yeah.
tough first match for.
He's
Dune's
also
a big
fighting the
dude.
heavyweight Grand Prix,
Well, no.
that IBJJF. That's gonna be a good one too.
if he's recovering in
If he's
time,
recovering,
he's
yeah.
doing the Grand Prix. But he's got his eyes most focused on
the combat jiu-jitsu,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, no, Abu Dhabi.
Oh, Abu Dhabi,
That's the big goal right there.
What's
so.
what's the situation right now? He had knee surgery or
Yeah, complete. Well, I don't think he's actually had his knee surgery yet. But complete detachment of the LCL. So, and I want to say he also
LCL is outside?
It's lateral, collateral
Ligament,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's outside.
Outside, yeah.
yeah, and that was from attempting a leg lock entry on a guy who probably had 60 pounds on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a bad situation. I don't know if he's going to make the pro now. Like that seems really ambitious timeline wise.
I really want to see.
He
though,
hasn't
that-
officially
yeah.
pulled out,
Yeah.
but I don't know that he's going to recover from surgery.
I hope he does. That's an awesome fight card.
Yeah, no,
They got a bunch of
it's
badass
great,
guys on that
but,
tournament.
but yeah,
Yeah, I know.
that one seems unlikely.
Well, that's like a 6 to 8 month recovery usually.
Right.
Really that long?
For if it is for a full tear or for
Full tear?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
is that the way they
you gotta do-
replace it with like
Yeah,
a
you gotta
cadaver
do-
or something like that?
I mean, maybe they can. Usually, they'll take another ligament from another part of your body that you don't need as much, and they'll stick it in there to graft it. But sometimes they'll do. I mean, if they have a perfect match or a good match, then they might use a cadaver.
I see.
It's difficult because you get putting like different tissue in there. It's
Yeah, rejection. And,
yeah, not your own.
So it'll never be the same, for sure, right?
I mean, he's still young.
still
He's
young,
going to do
yeah.
physical therapy. I'm sure he'll. I mean, it'll probably never be
little
100%.
juice here and there.
I mean,
I don't know if that actually is going to help.
No, if you strengthen the muscles around it, like I tore my PCL on my right knee actually my senior year of college, like right before, like the week before regionals. And I wrestled it anyway. That was awful.
Right.
Like I was like, screw it. I just slapped the knee pad on it and took like some Advil, and I just wrestled. I couldn't really shoot, but I still took like I think 4th or 5th in that tournament. But like, yeah, I could. Yeah, you can still come back from it. Like,
Yeah.
like the PCL is not as bad as the LCL because it's like in the back of your knee.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get there.
Right.
It's just really a mind over matter and like believing in yourself more than like and like committing to your rehab more than like
Yeah,
it
that's probably the biggest part is actually being disciplined and doing your rehab.
Well, Gordon Ryan's pretty disciplined, so I can't imagine he won't
I think
be.
he'll be fine.
He's going to have to do a few less rounds of bodybuilding at the gym. Maybe not roll quite so hard at Henzo's and spend a lot more time, getting his rehab in. But I think he's goal oriented enough.
But man, it's 8 months. Whew.
It can be. It depends. I mean, we've seen it shorter before, like with God dang it, who's how am I forgetting this guy's name? The dude who fought Showtime, and just came off a knee surgery. How am I
Tony
forgetting-
Ferguson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. How am I forgetting his name?
Oh, yeah.
Tony Ferguson. He came off of a knee surgery, like really bad. That was an ACL,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
That was ACL. He tore it after
and that's
tripping.
just as long, if not longer, sometimes of a recovery time. He came off in like what 5?
Yeah, I think it was
I think
fine.
he
That's crazy. That was
Dude, that was
stupid.
crazy.
Yeah.
You see his like he came out there. He looked like
He came out swinging.
looking like he was like an unnatural skeleton, like a skeleton with like muscles bulging everywhere. Like what I mean? He just looked like he was like emaciated but like still ripped at the same time. It was crazy.
Who's Tony
It was-
Ferguson fighting next? Who they got him scheduled
Nobody.
against?
They
I
had
don't know.
nobody on him.
Okay, the last thing I saw was that they wanted to match him up with Holloway, and allegedly,
Holloway's fighting Cub Swanson. Oh
hold
no,
on.
not Cub Swanson.
allegedly
Poirier.
Ferguson
Poirier, yeah.
declined, and then I
Wait,
saw
who declined?
Ferguson declined the fight with Holloway. Allegedly, that's what Dana said. But then I saw something that Tony was like, I can make 145. So
Well, who do they pair up Holloway with?
Poirier.
With Poirier.
Is that
Dustin
confirmed?
He's
Poirier.
fighting
At
That's confirmed.
145?
That's
That's
confirmed.
that fight's already happened
At
before, too, I
145?
think. And yeah, he's going
yeah.
up. He's going up a weight class. I
No, I'm
guess.
saying is Poirier going down?
No, he's going up. It's for the interim belt. at 155.
So
I think.
Holloway's
really?
fighting for the
Right? No, or is
155
he-
belt?
That I don't know. I just
Or is
heard
it
that he was
145?
fighting. That I don't know about the weight class, but I just heard he was.
Ah,
fighting.
Man, there's some
Yeah.
crazy facts being thrown around here.
Let's go ahead and look
Somebody
it up.
should internet
Let's
this.
fact check
Young
this
Jamie,
right
pull
now.
that shit up.
What the fuck?
All I care about is that McGregor and Cowboy fight. Oh,
Is that
That's
happening?
going to be a
that will
great
be a
fight.
sick fight.
That's happening for sure.
Well, Rogan
McGregor.
says it's happening for sure.
then
Dana
Dana White
denied
said,
it.
"No,
so
it's
clearly
not."
it's
Yeah.
happening for sure.
All I care about is Ryan Hall versus Crone.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
not even in the cards yet. though. Like, that's pure fan speculation at this
Lightweight.
point.
So that was 155.
155. Yeah.
Wait, Holloway's going up to
Yeah,
155
that's
to
what-
fight for.
Dude, they're doing this with every champ.
Gotta have champs.
They want
Double
to have
champ,
double
yeah.
champs. It's a new thing. You get two
fact.
belts. You're
I want a
celebrate.
triple champ.
Yeah, somebody got to be the champ.
I need a triple
Dude,
champ.
that's going to happen eventually. I guarantee
have
it.
to.
What I want to see is someone win the women's belt, have a sex change to be a man, and then win the man's belt.
There you go. That's going to be a new fad.
Prediction
Hey,
here.
there's only two genders. Change my mind.
Thank you, someone with intelligence.
Oh boy.
Yes, that would be
my
ideal.
God.
I mean, I think Amanda Nunes is out after the next one, right? She's done. She's got like one fight left, and
Hey, that
she's
would be
retired.
serious, real talk though. That'd be way more honorable than a dude cutting his dick off and fighting a woman.
What, Amanda Nunes?
coming to fight him.
Like the women's champ putting
Comes
one
up.
on,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
and coming
goes
up
up.
and
No,
fighting
she's
a
just got
man.
to put on a strap on. It'll be all good.
Okay, before this goes too far,
Okay,
outside of maybe Thailand, one has to want like the sideshow appeal of like a top tier women's champion going against it. Like I can almost see them like putting like Gabby Garcia against some little Japanese dude or something. Like
I wouldn't
Japan.
fight Gabby Garcia.
Well, I probably wouldn't either.
I would
Honestly,
not
let's be real honest here.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, like there was definitely talk about that, like back in the day when Ronda was champ, that people were like, let's put her in there with a man. She's slaughtering all these little girls.
Right, yeah.
That was true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Been ridiculous.
it would have not been a good day.
No.
But yeah, I wonder if we're going to get to that point where we actually do get that.
I don't know.
In
Amanda Nunes would be the one to come in to fight a guy because she hits like a Mack truck. I heard.
so it seems.
Shit.
She's pretty awesome.
Fuck. That talk about. I don't know if she's like getting all the publicity she needs to get, but man, that girl can fucking fight.
She's got to be the greatest women's fighter, right?
Right?
She's
She's
taking out
beaten
all the
everyone.
other
Yeah,
greatest.
she's-
so
She beat them all.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Well,
you're,
except for
At this
Kat Zingano.
yeah, but
Yeah,
then
she
by
has-
default, you're the best if you beat all the other.
I guess
best.
she had. I guess to solidify that, she probably has to rematch Kat at some point. But
I don't think.
like,
I think that's unnecessary.
no, I'm not saying she doesn't. She
Oh,
doesn't
okay,
have to do
gotcha, I
it.
gotcha,
But
I
like,
gotcha.
that's her
Right.
only
the only
noteworthy
loss.
loss,
yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so like maybe she wants to prove that she can take Kat, but beyond that, yeah, she's taken out basically everyone they've put in front of her.
She's grown
gone
a
on
lot
good tear.
since then, too.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
she used to
yeah.
have cardio issues. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like her style's changed over time. She's gotten a overall smarter, better, more efficient game.
And she's 145, so she would match up against like Holloway.
She's
She used to be 135, so that's against TJ. So TJ versus Amanda Nunes. Is that what we're saying?
Dana, make it happen.
Hey, I'd pay to see that.
I wasn't actually trying to make a literal fight. I was just saying, like, hypothetically, do we wonder
mean,
if
we're
it's gonna,
talking champ,
We're talking
cross
champ,
champs.
triple champ. Is
So
the
what's
cross
going on?
championship
Right.
eventually going to
Cross-
happen?
It's 2019. Anything can happen.
That's right. The fuck.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay, let's do it. Dana, get it going.
I don't know where they would even sanction that.
Japan,
Maybe
Well, that's what I
Japan
kinda-
would take it,
That's what I
yeah.
kind of said. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Next
Japan or
Canada?
Thailand.
Maybe they do an
Indian
exhibition.
reservation somewhere.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right. I don't know.
Mexico. I can think of a few places.
Some back alleys.
That's already happened.
Someplace
There's just
in Chicago.
There's no belt, and and all the cameras that are on are saying World Star.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Let's see it.
Hey, how
Let's see
you
it go
spend
down.
your time is up to you.
That's right. Yeah, but I don't know. The next exciting fight coming up is Ben Askren versus Lawler.
Robert
That whole
Yeah,
card
that
is pretty
was-
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That card's pretty good.
Who else is on that
sick.
card?
John Jones versus
John Jones, yeah.
Some guy named
Smith.
John
Anthony
Jones.
Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
You don't think that's gonna be a good fight?
I don't know, man. I just don't. I'm just not. I'm not feeling John Jones anymore, man. I'm sorry.
Why? We were feeling him before.
It's just a pictogram. Come
I
on.
mean, I don't know, man. It's just too much, dude. Just-
I don't feel he's real. Like I feel when he talks, it's not real.
Right, it's not the real. Like
That's because
like
he's
putting
a
on a
barely.
mask and-
I truly believe he's a barely self-contained sociopath, and he's just plotting to kill everyone that he talks to.
It's so weird. Like when he talks to praise God, and this, I'm just like, well,
He's cut
doesn't
down
really
on
feel
that quite a bit,
heartfelt.
actually.
no, not really.
No, on his Twitter, he goes nuts over "I praise God." This and
Yeah.
that.
But not in his interviews like he used to. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
come up that much when he's talking to a camera.
That's true.
I just don't believe him. Like I don't believe. Like when we had
that's the
Raphael in here,
problem.
Raphael was like, I'm a Christian. I'm this, and I believed. He's like very,
Yeah.
you could believe that
It
guy.
seems
Like,
sincere.
seemed very sincere. When John Jones said,
It's
I'm
all
just
fake,
like, it
yeah.
doesn't seem real. Like everything
Right.
you do is not real.
Well, when you have that's one of the issues when you have so many things like coming up like this, like over the span of like how many years has been going on since he got
Time.
caught? Like what was it?
I mean,
cocaine first or
yeah.
steroids?
We go back pretty far,
It was
and
the
there's
drugs first.
just
Okay.
no end of problems.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
when,
hit
when you
people,
have that
drugs,
long
it was that hit and
history of
run.
doing this
Yeah.
stuff, like it's just everything gets called into question. It sucks because like if someone actually does want to turn around their life and like become a better person, it's really difficult to prove that that's what you're doing. But like,
But just seems the guy that's out there saying it so much
right,
is the guy
exactly.
I'm least likely
And-
going to
and then
believe.
you're- and then you're not seeing
Like you're
it.
trying to convince me. You're not
Right.
saying it. You're just saying it. You're just trying to
Exactly.
convince me that you are this person.
It's like the people that are most against steroids are the ones that are doing the steroids.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You have to go out and put it like, I don't do steroids and I hate steroids. You're the
Right.
guy that's doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think he might be a Satanist. It's possible.
Oh, I think it goes deep.
Goes deep, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Antichrist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're taking this
He's the
conversation,
Antichrist.
Right.
He might
Going
be the
straight Alex
Antichrist.
Jones on
Yeah.
this.
I'm just saying, John Jones might,
Be a reptilian.
he might be an alien. I don't even know. He might even worship something totally different.
I think he lives in the hollow moon base, personally.
Oh my
It's
God.
possible, for sure. Is that a real thing, Hav?
He's part of the Illuminati.
No,
He is the Illuminati.
I'm not at liberty to say. No.
But Anthony Smith can take him out. I don't.
That's your sincere hope.
I think so. Because everyone was when Anderson Silva fought against Chris Weidman, everyone said no one knows Chris Weidman. He had no fights. He hasn't beaten anyone, and
No,
knocked him out.
there's a possibility that can happen.
I watched
So-
Anthony Smith fight an old teammate of mine, Mike Pitts, in Addison, Illinois, 2008, so 11 years ago. And now he's fighting John Jones for a world championship. I think that's pretty awesome.
That's fucking great.
That is pretty cool.
Is he
Yeah.
from Chicago?
No, he's from Omaha, Nebraska, I believe.
Dude, that's like with Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades was in Fight Card Entertainment on one of my cards, like when I was an amateur. And
Yeah, now he's fighting the biggest
now
show
he's
in the
fighting-
world.
he's
That's
fighting
pretty
UFC.
sweet.
Yeah, he had a tough go against that Ngannou.
Yeah.
And Mike Pitts TKO'd him.
Right.
Beat Anthony
Yeah.
Smith.
Oh wow.
And then Anthony Smith, he had a lot of fights at that time too. I remember thinking like, geez, this guy has a lot of fights.
Anthony Smith?
Yeah. And that was in 2008. So
Huh.
he's got at least double the amount of fights now.
Right.
He's a bad dude. He's freaking awesome.
What do you think about that Cain Velasquez fight?
Oh, I was so
That,
pissed off about that, man.
freak
my
act.
So much
that
sad
was just
face.
a bad. That was just a bad, like, coming back after what 3 years, 4 years,
2 years. Because he fought Travis Brown in 2016. So yeah, 3 years.
3
yeah.
years.
3 years. Yeah. So 3 years comes back.
Against that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just wasn't just not a good idea.
Give him a tune-up fight. Why are you
Yeah,
getting against the
right.
biggest
And
giant? in the
they've been doing
fucking-
that. They've been doing that a bunch, dude. They've been.
You
they've
could
been
tell
making those-
there was a video of him hitting pads at the open workout and his knee slipped out.
Oh, it did.
Really?
Of Kane's, and he like
Jeez.
started, then he hobbled off the mat like that was the whole workout.
Fuck.
So he clearly had an injury going into it, and then it
that
slipped
guy's just
out in
got.
the middle of
He's,
the fight.
he's got to retire. What's he gonna do?
Yeah,
He's got
What's he
no.
got?
He had no luck. All those surgeries and
Too many
Done.
injuries.
Yeah.
Done. What are you gonna do?
It's sad. The human body
He's
can only
just-
take so much.
You can't. You're not. He's not gonna shoot a double on that fucking guy and take him down. That dude's giant.
Ngannou?
Yeah. What the fuck you gonna do with that? I like to see Ngannou versus Cormier. I'd be excited to see.
Oh, isn't that that's how Stipe beat Ngannou?
Yep.
Yeah, just constantly taking him
Yeah,
down.
Yeah.
took him down.
But Stipe's got. He's strong.
Yeah.
Kane's
Dude.
broken.
Yeah,
Kane can't do it. No way.
So what's next? Cormier versus
I think so.
Ngannou?
Well,
I think that makes sense.
Steve played it right. He like just rode out the first round with him.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then,
he just-
and then he just started shining in the second, third round
So
with
wear him
every
down.
gas.
Yeah, no, it's a good strategy.
It's like because he's an explosive guy.
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a big gas tank.
Right.
That's like with a lot of those big strikers who just go for knockouts. It's
Yeah.
one of their big faults.
Yeah,
Right.
All of them pretty much.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to be constantly swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think Cormier, it'd be exciting because Cormier, you know he's going to come inside. And the only way he's going to get inside is to get through those mitts.
Right.
You know, and that makes it exciting because Cormier's not going to box him.
Cormier is good at that.
Yeah.
He's proven it a ton of times.
I mean, knocked out Stipe.
Only person, only blemish on his record, John Jones, really, right?
That's it, twice. So I don't know if I want to see that fight at heavyweight. I'd be interested to see it at heavyweight, but it's not. I'd rather see Ngannou versus.
I'm not sure
Cormier.
I'm not sure how many more Cormier's got in him.
Dude,
honestly.
I'm annoyed that they won't
has a
let
couple.
him. Why won't they let him go down and defend his light heavyweight and keep his defend both? You know what I mean? Both his
Cormier?
heavyweight, heavyweight and light.
Yeah,
Because
He
it's
wants to
John
go to
Jones.
45.
It's
I don't
money.
think Cormier wants to go down.
Dude, no, he
I don't
doesn't
think Cormier
come
wants to
much.
fight Ngannou.
Oh, really? You don't think so? I think
I don't know. I wouldn't want to fight Ngannou.
I wouldn't want to either. But I'll fight Kane.
Right.
Yeah,
be fair,
right now,
I would not want to fight him,
one
but-
leg.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to fight him, but I also weigh as much as like his lower left leg. So
Oh man,
I thought they were going to do that Brock Lesnar and Cormier shit.
What the fuck happened with that?
I don't even
This
know.
is why I cannot stand when they do that stupid
Yeah, me
WWE
neither,
shit. They
yeah.
bring them in the ring together, and then
That was
like
all
nothing
set up,
happens.
yeah,
Like, what's
that
the
was-
point? What was the point of that?
hyped up.
Yeah, hyped up for nothing.
It's
And then-
money. That's all
Go
it is, yeah.
Brock.
So
Kick his ass.
stupid.
brings more attention. That's what they're looking to do.
It's so ridiculous. Like, just have Brock in the audience, like, get your shot of him, and then call it a day. Don't bring him in the ring like he's actually going to fight Cormier. It's not going to happen.
I mean, it'd probably been a hell of a payday for Cormier if he'd had.
Is it? He's that big of a draw?
I think
Brock Lesnar?
Brock
Yeah.
is still
I
one of the
didn't-
biggest draws.
Really?
Besides Connor, he's their
Crossover
only
appeal.
draw.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree, but like, there's still some guys that are going to pull good numbers.
Well, I mean, they don't have GSP. They don't have Ronda Rousey. They like who
right.
they got?
Right? No. Like,
They don't have John Jones. They have John Jones, but that's kind of
right. I was
It's
gonna
not
say,
the old John Jones that they had
been
before.
tainted.
Right.
yeah.
Silva's not
The,
what he used to
the
be.
core
you're
draws are mostly retired now, or in situations. You know, you got John Jones still going to draw,
But no
You
one to
got-
fight.
Right. You got Connor still going to draw.
No one to fight.
Well, I mean, they're
There's a
making
lot of
moves.
people for Connor to fight.
Yeah.
It's just a matter.
Yeah, at
gotta-
170,
But
at
yeah,
155.
You can't base
at
your whole company
145.
on a Connor
Yeah.
McGregor fight once
The problem is there's a lot of guys that can beat him too, so
18
they need
months.
to match him with
Right.
guys that he can
Exactly,
win. Because
yeah.
if he keeps
Thank you
losing,
for saying that.
yeah,
Right.
If he
Yeah.
keeps losing, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
The
So-
whole.
they got to put him against a striker. Really,
Well, that's why they should set up that Cerrone fight.
yeah,
That's
that'd
what,
be
I
good.
think that is. I think that
That's
is-
why
I
they're
think
thinking
they did say
that
that's
Connor's going to beat Cerrone.
Yeah.
I think Cerrone can pull it off.
I think I think it'd be a good. I think it has potential to be a really, really good stylistic matchup.
The thing is as long as Cerrone doesn't try to strike with Conor the whole time, because Cerrone's awesome off his back.
Yeah.
I mean, he submits a lot of guys. And he takes guys down and submits
He's a
them.
good grappler. He's a good
It's fucking
wrestler.
awesome.
He comes out sometimes and hits that knee tap. Like,
Fuck yeah.
That's one of his best takedowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if he doesn't get in that, let's just fucking throw haymakers and fucking see what happens.
He's never really been a haymaker guy. He's a pretty technical striker, dude. He
Yeah.
pulls
Yeah.
off some good
His head
combos.
kicks, though.
But he starts slow.
Yeah,
He
kicks.
gets tagged usually early in the first round,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
sure, yeah.
He starts slow, right?
builds.
And
Yeah.
that's when
That's where
McGregor
Connor's
shines.
strongest.
Kind of
Yeah.
strongest in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you take if it'll be a 5-round fight, which I hope it would be, it would be a man.
I can't see them doing a Conor McGregor for 3-round.
Well,
fight.
it'd have to be a main event. He's not
Yeah.
going to fight on a
They're gonna
co-main
fight
event.
co-main event,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Conor
right.
McGregor, never.
Not a chance.
Right. So yeah, regardless, though, like who else we got that really draws numbers? You know, Brock does because of, like, a massive crossover appeal.
seems so
and
strange
people
to me.
remember when Brock was destroying people.
Yeah, but Brock ended his career by getting his ass whooped
And
a
by
bunch of
failing a
times.
drug test.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've kind of like screwed themselves over the years though by not really promoting. They promote the fights, but they don't really like
promote the brand. They
don't-
promote the UFC. That's what they
but
do.
they don't really like promote the fighters. Like so, it comes down to the fighter having to like they
Promote
promote them to a
himself.
degree. But yeah, but the fighters have to really like make themselves shine in like press conferences and stuff. And a few interviews here and there, do some weird stuff like
Yeah.
you know, like Rampage and those interviews where he's humping the.
That was a weird one.
Like those are hilarious.
Yeah.
People are gonna watch them. Like, but if they're not doing stuff
I don't think that would fly
like,
anymore.
like
Probably not,
like,
actually.
like DJ, like he should have been like huge. He
Right.
should have been huge in the UFC.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if they had like the biggest promotion I think I remember them doing is him versus Dodson. Like
Yeah.
that's the one. That's the only one that really stuck in my head.
But that
Like,
armbar he did, that flying
it was,
arm.
they showed it highlights.
They still show
Yeah.
Pettis off the fence
Yeah.
kicking Ben Henderson, but I've rarely ever seen
the flying
that fucking
armbar.
flying that.
Yeah.
Well,
That
not
was
really.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that not on a
Back
fucking
lift
real
straight to the
back
Yeah.
lift?
armbar.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. It was
It's
sick.
fucking awesome. But I keep
Classic
seeing
Hickson Gracie.
classic Hickson.
No,
Keep
like-
seeing
like-
Pettis hit off the
Yeah,
fence
it's
from
true.
WEC.
Yeah.
That shit in the-
Yeah,
Oh,
serious.
yeah. It really
Is
is.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
That's
is.
classic Hickson.
Yeah, that's jujitsu, man.
There's literally a video of I think it's Hickson and Hoyler, if I remember
In the
correctly.
Pride ring,
Yeah.
doing that demo.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
and
Hickson throws up Hoyler.
It's
and
not a
then
real
armbars
fight.
him?
It's a like
just a
a
Yeah, they
demonstration.
do,
Yeah,
they do
like-
that stuff all the time. Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah, that's like
went on tours
seeing
to
somebody
go-
actually do it in real
In a
time
real
in
fight,
in a real
that's
fight
sick,
was
yeah.
but yeah,
and in the 5th round of a like
yeah,
hellacious
it was
fight.
seconds left.
Yeah.
Seconds
Right.
left. Fucking
Right.
pulls. I mean, that's kills me that they don't promote that more.
Yeah, no,
No.
amazing. But there's plenty of other guys and gals that are on like savage win streaks. You know,
and they're not getting their title shot. Like that Zabit.
Dude,
Zabit, that
Oh,
Marsha
man.
Marshapadov.
Yeah.
I know I killed his last name, but that guy's
I think it's
a monster.
Magomed Sharapov.
Yeah, that's better than mine.
Yeah, Zabit's,
I'm not even gonna
Zabit
attempt.
is up there. Zabit's
That dude's a monster. He deserves a
tier.
title shot.
Yeah,
Well, now with them
and
being
super
on,
entertaining too.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
them
yeah.
being with on ESPN, is it going to be like more fights every week now with ESPN?
Oh, I
Is
don't
that the
know.
deal?
I mean, I can barely keep up with their current schedule, so I hope there's not more.
I think that's like, you know how I don't really watch ESPN too often, but you like if I'm at a client or something, I see they have some sports channel. It's always like some kind of UFC or not UFC, but like a baseball or football or hockey. Something's always on. Isn't the UFC going to be like that now? Like it's just going to be always
I
fights
think so.
on?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's
I
not
mean,
going to be like
they
a
just had a
special-
fight today in Czech Republic, I believe,
See, I thought
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was happening today.
but they don't really promote it that
Dude,
much.
what they need to, you know how like the WWE, they're like they do their promos and they're like The Rock versus like they put the guys' names out like over and over, and they like show you their thing, you know, like, and they need to do that with the fighters because
Yeah.
And not just like
excited
not
for
just like the top
fighters.
five
Right,
Yeah,
fighters
that's-
they have.
that's
That's the
all
problem.
bad.
right, and like people will respond, but like
And you know what's crazy? I was watching this, and it's even more so now. I think because it's on ESPN. So maybe it was last week I was watching it, and there was about maybe a 45-second highlight clip, and every single one was just a hellacious knockout. They didn't show any wrestling. They didn't show any submissions. They didn't show any. It was just like hands by the waist, 2 and 3 haymakers, sometimes a head kick. It was like caught my eye. I was like, this is weird. It's like they're just advertising, just sock and bop them.
Rock 'em, sock 'em.
Yeah, sock and
Dude,
bop 'em.
I had a great idea.
You know what I'm saying.
I had a great idea the other day about advertising like that type, like jiu-jitsu and wrestling stuff. Like, you know, when they went through that phase, UFC went through that phase where they did the commercials where whenever you hit a big punch or something or a kick or something,
Yeah, it
they invert
explodes.
the color, and they shake the screen and stuff, and it
Yeah.
makes it look like it's like that much more badass. Like, why don't they just do like when you hit like a 6 submission?
They should do
you
an
show,
armbar
like,
and it'll go-
yeah,
like
exactly.
Mortal Kombat.
Exactly,
The
dude.
X-ray view in Mortal
do the
Kombat.
X-ray, do like
dude.
like the blood flow, like cut it
There's
off.
some
when you get
badass
choked, like, do
submissions out
something
there,
like
man.
Dan,
that.
are you listening to this?
No.
It would look
Sadly.
sick, and it would make people excited because they'd actually understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like that's
Yeah.
the problem. Like people like come in.
Right,
and
people
watch-
understand KOs.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
understand the
People are more-
triangle
it's-
chokes.
I'll tell you what, it's getting different though with people being educated with grappling. Like I have some friends that have nothing to do with MMA or jiu-jitsu and
But they've watched enough UFC that they
and just
know.
even like, and not that they were against it, but they never even like struck them to watch it. They were just not into it. But because it was becoming more mainstream, it was on Fox and now it's on ESPN, they would catch glimpses of it, and you hear them talk, and they'll sound a little bit educated with the grappling, and you know, more so than it was before. Where it would just be like booze if they were on the ground or.
Right.
Right.
No, I,
There's still a lot of that though. To be honest.
I haven't heard much of it, but maybe I'm sure it
Exi-
exists.
well,
you know,
it's
just
definitely more
different.
noticeable when you're in a live audience, but not as
Yeah.
bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
Because I still remember.
Am I too far away?
There
You're
you go.
fine.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
Thanks.
Well, not if you're gonna whisper the whole time.
Sorry.
Some of the chicks might dig that.
Yeah.
You know, nothing wrong with
Because he's mysterious now.
My cool, sexy voice. Boys.
That's right. This is the AMR song.
Or what is it? ASMR?
Oh yeah.
That is the bro. Use of alcohol.
You have no idea what they're talking about.
No idea.
No, there's like this whole weird fetish online that's been going on for years, where like people like whisper or like make like nice sounds that are like relaxing and like
On YouTube.
oh yeah on YouTube
Yeah.
and it's
They
like
just
it's a huge it's a
talk
whole
in the
thing.
mic really.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I just really was instantly relaxed when I heard you whispering. So
Now you're calmer and calmer. Yes.
Should we do a whole podcast of just whispering?
No.
You'll draw definitely a different fan base.
Yeah,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
Them fucking assholes.
Do you
it will
realize?
help people sleep. It'll be a good sleep aid.
Do you realize how upset I'd be if like we looked at the numbers afterwards though, and it's like, holy shit, the Whisper podcast, like
Just
tripled our normal.
Just take over the Joe Rogan experience. We just whisper.
Right. Like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
This is it. This is what we're known for. It might work, Hob. You never know.
Man,
Some strange people out there.
You invite Paul Maloney back for that one.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to be in our pajamas though.
It won't even have to be
That was
jujitsu
weird.
related. It could just be like a whisper podcast of just current affairs and
That's
other
it.
what have you.
Yeah.
I-
Dude, someone's gonna take this idea and run with it.
And succeed.
Wow. Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
100%.
The world is so
We're
like
being stupid. This probably already exists.
Yeah.
No, if it
Yeah.
doesn't, it's gonna exist very soon.
Think about all the people at work that are just wound up so tight and they're pissed and they're listening to a podcast and then the guy comes on and whispers and it's just like really calming and relaxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, man. Just
All
inspiration.
right, if anyone takes my idea, I'm gonna be pissed. It's my new thing.
Watch
telling
out,
you.
Dennis Downbrow will come and find you.
Right. Yeah, that's a scary man to be
choke
hunting
you
you
out.
down.
I'll try.
Yeah. Go jokes for everyone.
Yeah, they could just like whisper off like inspirational Bruce Lee quotes.
Yeah,
That's it.
just
like,
read those posters
philosophy.
that you find in the
That's
dentist's
it.
office.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like read those quotes over and over again.
Exactly.
Believe,
That's it.
achieve, inspire.
I hate those posters from the bottom of my heart.
I've got a client that has a bunch of those.
I hate your client. I don't know. No.
What's even worse is when you have a tattoo of it.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Do you know from experience?
No, I've just seen it from like Instagram.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
like inspire. I
thought that's what-
What's
going on
worse, one of those or a
LCCT?
Monster Energy tattoo?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
What if you just really love Monster Energy drink? Come on, man.
And then you're dedicated and I admire you.
Right.
What if you just inspire to be a Monster Energy drink?
Combining those two would be awkward, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I can't stand those drinks.
You know,
Energy
I
drinks?
hate to admit it, but there's this drink I've been drinking. It's called Bang. I actually kind of like
Is
it.
it an energy drink?
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar
It's
with
probably
it.
really terrible for you, but
It sounds terrible
They
for you.
I
advertise it
don't, know
like
if it's,
it's
I don't know if it's as terrible as like Red Bull or
no,
anything like that.
because it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have like artificial colors in
Right,
it.
right.
It's just like I don't know what it is, to be honest. It makes me feel funny.
Dennis just grabs it and drinks it. He's like, okay, it works.
Yeah, they have
tasty,
some
that-
really cool flavors, and when they're cold, they're very refreshing. So I highly suggest trying
Careful
Bang.
of those,
And,
man.
and not a sponsor of it either.
Yeah.
They're not sponsoring
Just,
you. to
just
say
free
that?
shout outs, yeah.
Yeah, free. Hey, well, yes, that's cost money for me to say Bang.
Going forward.
Going forward,
They're gonna
new
steal-
sponsor for the podcast.
Maybe.
There you go.
Someone's gonna steal your podcast idea, and then they're gonna
It's going to be the
advertise
Bang
your
Whisper podcast. But if you tried to drink a Bang or if you drank a Bang and then tried to whisper afterwards, you would
gonna go.
you'd be
You're gonna start
all
off-
shaking.
So it's more like it's like pre-workout.
Yeah,
Energy drink,
I don't know what it
like
is.
type- okay.
I can't make any
I'm
I'm
claims.
into that stuff.
Tastes good,
never-
makes you feel funny. You know.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll have to check it out.
No. It's not, it sounds like it's loaded with sugar.
No, that's the craziest thing about it. Zero sugar.
I thought you said you didn't know what was in it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I
caffeine
know that it doesn't have sugar, but try
Look how
pronouncing
excited
any
he
of the
got.
things that are on it. That's what blows my
Ben,
mind.
you shouldn't be drinking that
There's
then.
like 36 different flavors of this shit, and they have no sugar in it, and each flavor tastes pretty dang good.
Probably have sugar alcohol in there or something.
There's got to be something in there, right?
I don't know.
It's probably something.
That's all.
I could probably go dig an old Bang can out of my car and make an ingredient list.
Oh man.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Why, I don't think I thought someone brought in a Bang.
I know it's yeah, they're great.
I thought someone
Go.
brought one into the podcast.
Don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe it was on.
I might have even been on that
I'm
episode.
kind
and
of
I'm
craving a bang now. We're all talking
What
about
have
it.
you done?
We got beer in there if you want. Oh, you guys are on. You guys are all cutting weight.
I don't care.
beer?
I'm not cutting
a
weight.
beer?
No, I'm good.
just, he's just trying to desperately get rid of the beer.
I got all this damn
What kind
beer
of
in
beer
there.
is it?
I think it's Heineken Light.
Oh, I'm
I
good,
don't know.
thanks.
Why? What do you drink? Like
I don't really drink
Oh, okay.
wine.
He drinks
Oh, you drink
Bang.
wine?
Yeah.
I don't have any wine.
Oh, bummer. We could get really classy and get some nice
could.
wine
Get a nice
glasses.
box of wine.
I should have brought the wine and cheese. What was I thinking?
Yeah. What the fuck,
Yeah.
man? Show up
Sorry.
late. Don't bring any wine and cheese. What the fuck's going on?
Henceforth, we will demand the guest bring in a party tray.
Yes.
Yes. Tavolata. Would be nice. Nice.
That's going a bit far there, sir.
Is it?
I think you guys should supply the tray for the guests.
No,
Really?
what is
No,
this
no.
nonsense? We're supplying your
Where's my wine and
Dude,
cheese?
I got
damn it?
fruit snacks. Fruit snacks and beer.
Where's
You
the
want a
owner
fruit
of this
snack?
place? I need to have a word with her.
Can I see your manager?
I got some Girl Scout cookies. What else do you need? You want some Girl Scout? Look at it right there.
I need the poo poo
Samoas.
platter.
Those are good, dude.
Oh man, those Girl Scout cookies would be the worst.
You should just get like one of those rotating tables, like
Yeah.
one of the little circular ones. And
Oh,
just put a
yeah.
bunch of snacks and just so
Probably
guys can-
people like hearing people eat on mic.
Yeah, that is the actual issue.
That's the worst. It is so weird. I used to have a boss that used to chew in the phone when I used to call him, and I thought he just did it. I know he was doing it purposely because he did. You know, he just wanted to fuck with me all the time. So I'd call
He
him.
knew you'd annoy
and
you.
he'd just sit there and chew on them and just keep talking. I'm like, is this really happening? I would love to choke that dude out. Love to choke him out.
You know what got really big? The hot ones, the interviews. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the hot
Yeah.
where they do the
Yeah, he does. They have a bunch of wings, like with like different intensities.
Oh, yeah, I've
You
seen
go
those,
through the
yeah.
interview, and as you go, like, it's hotter and
Yes,
hotter.
I see
you
that.
guys should
That's
do
gotten
that.
so big, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah. They invite
Gordon
popular.
Ramsay was on there.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
They invite like popular celebrities
There's a lot
on
of
that.
there's a lot
Yes,
of
it
big
has
guys
become
on there.
quite the YouTube
Has anyone
show.
made it
yeah.
to the final wing?
Oh yeah, people.
Oh, fuck
people
that.
have gone through it the whole thing.
I'm a pussy. I'd make it like one wing in.
But you'd be hungry, so you have to go for
Yeah.
at least 2 or 3 more wings.
It's true.
Wings so unsatisfying.
I would just
It's
have them
one at
fry up a
time.
bunch of extra ones so I could just eat the sauceless.
Dude, the flavor is
No,
great.
not.
It's just but
It's
the
just
heat
super
gets to you
spicy,
after a while.
Dude, I
Jordan
put-
Ramsay came prepared. He had a cooler of like all this like this stuff you squeeze in he was like squeezing stuff
kill
straight in his
the-
mouth to kill the
Heat?
Yeah, to cleanse his palate or something. I don't know. He had all this.
I
he came with all
didn't
this
see
stuff.
that episode. I
Dude,
don't
you
actually
should
watch it
It's
very
hilarious.
Oh,
often.
I'm gonna watch that later on.
Dude, I just injured my rib last week or a couple weeks ago, whatever. This is airing
Recently.
recently. So I was like, I'm dying, right? So I'm on the mat. I'm fucking, I'm laying on my stomach because they're like, all the guys are like, just lay on your stomach, I'm like, all right. So I lay on my stomach. I'm just like fucking hurting. So we have a Brazilian black belt from Checkmats at our gym now, and he doesn't speak any English. So he goes to his bag and he gets this like can, and it's in Portuguese or whatever. And he's like, let's see.
Oh, I know what
So
it
I'm
is.
like, all right. He's like, just sprays this all.
Is it like
I'm like
Thailand
sweaty and stuff like that, and he's spraying it all over me. And I'm like, all right. I was on like my whole body was on fire. All of a sudden, I'm like, my rib didn't hurt anymore. I literally thought I was on fire. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like yelling. I'm like, what'd you spray on me? He goes, oh no, it's good. It's not bad. I'm like, what? Like he's always pointing. So I'm like, I'm grabbing. Next to us, we have like a refrigerator. So I'm grabbing bottles of water and putting it on me. I'm like, this is sucks. So I had to go
And he's
run.
That's not
and meanwhile,
gonna
the
work.
Brazilian guy is trying to explain to him, no, don't put water on it.
Right.
That makes it worse.
Dude, I had to run in the
Reactivate it.
bathroom and like get soap and water and just start washing this off, man. My whole gi is all full of soap and water. I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? And it was all red. I'm like, what the fuck
I'm
was
pretty
it?
sure it's like an oil base.
It's like some icy hot, but it was just
I
all hot.
think I
like
know exactly what you're talking about.
Thailand?
Someone gave some of that to me one time, and I swear to God, I thought I had to go to the emergency room.
Dude, it was
It was that
brutal.
bad. And the guy who gave it to me didn't mention to tell me this when he gave it to me, but I told him about my experience. He's like, "Oh yeah, I actually went to the hospital when I did it."
Oh, you had a allergic reaction or something?
no,
Or-
it was so bad. It was like I thought it was burning a hole in my skin,
And
and
I
I
felt like it was burning.
Is this stuff legal here?
I don't know, man.
It came in a red bottle and it had, I can't tell you what language it was, but it was,
I have no idea.
Was
what
it a red
language
bottle?
No, it wasn't. It was like a blue silver.
it was gnarly. I thought
Dude.
it seriously felt like chemical burn.
Yeah,
like
that's what I felt like.
Yeah, it was
I thought, I was like, oh my God, I am burning to death right now. I have no idea. I thought it was going to go through my stomach, and just like eat me up. I had to like, it was
He's
so,
like, Zito, you won't be in pain
Forgot
much
about the
longer.
ribs.
I forgot about the ribs for sure.
That's the whole point. It's just to ignore the pain of your ribs.
He just looks at me. He's like 5'5". He's like little guy like us, and he's looking at me like all sweet. He's like, oh no, you
They
know.
say,
it's not-
"Woha."
He's like, what? He's like, it's not bad. I'm like, fuck. He goes, oh. So he was talking to another guy who speaks Portuguese, and he says, oh, maybe because you're so sweaty. Maybe that's why it burned. I'm like, I don't know, man.
All your pores are open.
I don't know, man. It was brutal, so brutal. I just think about it now. I'm like, God,
you're lucky you didn't get on your balls.
right?
Yeah, that was
Fuck,
bad.
dude. It'd be weird being on the mat naked, though.
Nah, not in my gym. I'm just kidding. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. That's a very bad joke. Very, very bad joke. We are fully clothed at all times.
Except sometimes when Mark comes in.
Yeah, well, with Mark's there, you never know what's going to happen. He might really be naked for sure. But he's only there when no one else is there, so everybody else, you're safe. You won't see a naked Mark in my gym.
Well, yeah, he does have those custom underwear.
He does. He does.
When are you guys going to put that on sale for?
I don't know. I still want my own pair.
What do you got? What is this custom
That's
underwear?
too deeply meta.
It's
I don't.
Dennis's head printed all over, like the love.
He owes me
symbols.
royalties
It's
for that. You know, I have my image
Dennis's
copyrighted.
face
That's
all over
bullshit.
the
You haven't seen? I'll show you the picture.
didn't see it.
It's ridiculous.
It's hilarious. He took a picture of you and put it on his underwear.
Yeah, and just
That's a nice crotch shot too.
That's hilarious,
dude.
Yeah, a little disturbing.
Yeah,
it's a little flattering, you know.
It's flattering. Is he married?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
And he's
weird.
got 2 or 3 kids, I believe.
No way. Did he really do this?
That's real life, bro.
That's crazy. Wow, man.
I don't know if you guys show clips, but you should show a clip of that.
Dude, I mean, it's a good photo of you.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
I don't know. You could use a better one.
I love Dennis. I'm never.
You love me. I love you too, Javi.
I'm never putting his. I'm never putting his face or any other part of him on a piece of clothing I wear, let alone my underwear.
Well, now, Javi, I can't say as if I love you anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I'd put you on my underwear.
Wow.
I did not need to know that.
Oh, why?
That's love.
We're all friends. You ever seem like we're getting it out in the open?
This is a pro.
It's a pretty hairy underwear. If you,
Javi doesn't need underwear. He has his own layer.
Hey,
You can tell when Javi's been in my gym because every time I mop at the end of the night, there's just a pile.
you got a lot of
First.
Italians in your gym.
Hey,
It can't
we
all
just
be
got
me.
we got a lot of furry guys for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Zadi, dude. Yeah, he's,
Who?
doesn't Rosati go to the gym? No. Oh, he barely
who?
shows up. Okay.
He's not even that hairy.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're talking
about.
about.
He's sadly dead to Dennis.
No, that's going too far. He just doesn't train anymore. Promises to, not this week, next week. Camp starts next week.
Then next week.
Yeah. No, not this week. I meant next week.
Right. Funny how that works out.
Yes.
So this 3-man tournament, when is the date?
March 23rd.
23rd.
March 23rd.
And no one knows how to view it.
Live.
Show up.
Live
Buy
Zone
some tickets.
360.
Buy our
You have
tickets.
tickets.
Oh, you guys
Dundee-
do have tickets?
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
tickets, yep.
Yeah.
I think it's 25 for general admission, 35 for seated admission, and then 50 for VIP.
What's VIP?
Very
probably
important
excited.
person.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for clarifying
What's
that.
soup du jour? That's the soup of the day.
All right. So, but VIP is like what inside the arena with you guys, like sitting along the mat.
Yeah,
in the ring.
Hey, you
Towel
grapple
boy.
with us. You grapple with us.
It's like,
Hype man.
oh, my side hurts so much right now.
Because
of soup du jour.
oil.
Fuck,
You should put more on that spray can thing.
dude, it's brutal, man. Rib injuries are the fucking worst.
True.
Anything in your core, man.
Fucking sucks.
It's not like is it your floating ribs or is it like high or low?
It's
Lower. Okay.
yeah, it's right about here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, in that general area.
Yeah, general area, all in that area.
Just
Fucking-
pull them out and be like, here, that's right here.
Sucks. And there's nothing you could do. Nothing you could do to like strengthen that area. I feel like I have a
I
good
mean-
core.
Wim Hof breathing.
That's it.
I don't know.
I breathe every day.
Well, I was doing Wim Hof breathing today, and I felt like a real nice workout at my diaphragm. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe that.
I always
It
think
would
of that
strengthen
machine from Rocky 4. When Drago is in that thing. He's got that thing like around his waist, and he's like going back and forth like that. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
like the ab shaper, like the fat one used to wear, like the 60s.
He's just like,
Those things are pretty good.
Is that a real
it's more,
thing?
yeah, it's more obliques. They have them. They have
Oh, it's more-
something
oh, that's
kind of.
okay.
They got something kind of similar like export and
Oh, do they?
lifetime. It's like, but it's like you hold on and it locks your legs
spin
in
on
place
the
and you
seat.
spin like one way, and then you can reverse it so it swings the other way, and you can go the opposite side. You know what I mean?
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if that would help.
That's more obliques.
Right
Yeah,
now,
it'll
it
help.
wouldn't.
It'll help your ribs. Yeah,
Not
you should
now.
probably look into that after you heal.
I heard like blowing up balloons helps. Didn't someone say
your
someone
lung
tell us that?
capacity? It's going to
Yeah.
work your diaphragm. Going to work your intercostal muscles.
Smoking
Yeah.
weed helps.
Does it?
I don't know.
I've seen a lot of people advocate that for just about everything.
Will,
So
it, will it help repair it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Little CBD, little CBD in there. Fuck, you do something.
Yeah.
well,
broken.
currently you're gonna sit around and watch other people do jujitsu. That's what your future is.
Yeah, you're out for a while.
I know.
Takes a long time.
What was the last time?
2 months.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Rib injury last time too.
Yep.
Same rib.
No, other side.
Yeah, so he's evened out.
Okay,
a little
well
bit
now I'm starting to think that you're doing something wrong in your jujitsu.
No, I was. This one was a fight to win fight, and
So it was in a match.
match.
Okay.
and then
you're
this
going-
one, I was going against my instructor, and he had me in an armbar, and I was going to escape, and I just timed it.
He thinks he was going to escape.
I thought I was going to escape. Right. That's the bigger thing. I just this is perfect timing where he was paused. I thought I had the out, and he went, and I twisted. So I went to the right.
so you went for like a hitchhiker escape.
exactly
As
as
he,
he pulled it.
Right.
I went, and he had me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Dead
problem
to
is they see that coming. Sometimes people will post on the hip with their foot and stretch out your whole side. And
Yeah, he had
or
me
you'll-
dead to right.
yeah.
I had no way I was going to escape that. So I basically popped my own ribs against with my own force.
Yeah.
He was just holding me.
Yeah.
He wasn't really doing.
That's how it works.
Yep. So, yeah, it fucking sucks. And when it happened, oh man, I was so because I was more upset that I'm gonna be off than all
Right,
the
you-
pain I could deal with.
you knew immediately.
I knew immediately
Yeah.
that I'm like, fuck me, 2 months, fuck. That's what went through my head. Fuck, the pain was no big deal. I could deal with the pain. It's just
until
being
they
off
put
the
that
mat.
hot liniment on you.
until that hot. That fucking hot was hot. Fuck that. I had to get that off quick. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Even when in that fight to win fight, I was more upset that I was gonna be out of jiu-jitsu for that long.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Than anything. That's
You probably already said this. This is very recent. When
Yeah.
did you do this?
last week.
Oh, last week. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. Ribs, you can't do anything.
No.
Yeah, you just gotta
Watch a lot of tape.
not breathe super deeply and
Yeah. Watch a lot of tape.
Yeah, Keenan Cornelius just released his 10 hours of lapel guard. You could go purchase that.
Could
and
watch the Gordon
study
Ryan
it.
video.
Gordon Ryan just did his 10 hours of passing. You could go study
yeah?
that. Yeah, get very good at the mental aspect of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Perhaps learn a
You
second
get one of
language.
those wrestling dummies and practice at home, like
Just like working gentle arm bars on.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Man, it sucks. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Oh, you guys are all good, right? No injuries?
Nope.
None that we're at liberty to talk about.
That's
No,
good.
just Matt Lim's feelings.
How'd you hurt?
You were hurt earlier when Javi said something to you, and you said,
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. What the hell, Javi?
I don't know.
Is that better? Are you better now?
I'm better now.
Okay, good.
He's a very sensitive man.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. He
I
looks.
felt like we've
I'm a
really
gentle giant.
healed a lot of open wounds during this,
I think you
this
guys
session.
have. I mean, there was a lot of problems in
There-
the
there's all-
LCCT.
yeah, and now
there's about
it's-
to be bigger problems because I'm gonna send him my bill.
community. Yeah.
I still want the fruit tray.
Fruit? I
You want fruit snacks?
Fruit snacks tray.
fruit snacks tray. Yeah, for sure. So what else, guys? Anything else going on? Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, other tournaments that we're looking to compete in. Obviously,
Well, there's a lot going on.
Fight to
I
Win's
just don't
coming
know
up,
if this
I
is
know.
the time
Yeah,
or the
Fight to
place.
Win's coming up in May, right
yeah,
before the Chicago
I signed
Open.
up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, this will be my second time. Hopefully, if they take me back again. Yeah.
Who'd you fight before?
I was supposed to fight Matt Paul. He got injured, I think, and I fought what's the guy's name?
Oh, he's under.
Do you remember?
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
Matt Paul. Why you want to fight Matt Paul? Fuck that guy. Just kidding. I love Matt Paul.
Yeah.
No,
But that dude's a fucking beast. I've never rolled with you. I rolled with Matt Paul, but Matt Paul, man. Oof.
I was not that I was happy that Matt Paul got hurt. Please don't misunderstand me here. But there was that part of me that was like, oh, good, this match isn't happening. I don't have to be totally stressed as my teammate fights my teammate.
Oh yeah, it's true. Hob.
That's just how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
so many gyms,
Matt
yeah.
Paul, is he living in Chicago? And is he
Denver.
He's in Denver.
Oh, really?
Permanently.
Oh, he moved.
I mean, permanently until it changes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's living in Denver now.
Yep.
He's not. Oh,
training MMA out there.
beautiful.
Yep.
dude, that's
awesome.
a nice place. I've always, if I wanted to move somewhere, it'd probably be Denver.
This was a topic of conversation just recently.
It is,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, but no, I mean, in all honesty, I mean that's a very good fight. I like to see. Matt Paul's a tough dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And an all-around great guy.
Fuck yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He
He's
is.
a good guy.
I like him.
Yeah, my last one I caught. Well, that was the a bow and arrow choke I caught. Like
Beautiful transition.
Nice.
Smooth.
perfect
You don't,
guard.
but you don't really care who they pair you up with, right?
I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't, dude.
Gi, no gi, doesn't matter.
No, I go whatever. It was supposed to be a no gi match, and then I ended up doing gi match.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
Wasn't that like last minute too? Because you didn't
yeah,
know.
that was like a week before or something. They changed it. I think they found me an opponent.
Right.
Finally,
We found you an opponent, and by the way, it's a gi match.
I'm like, okay. I'm trading anyway. Gi no gi. Honestly, well, I've done no gi for so long because I was in wrestling
Yeah,
for
yeah.
so long. Like the grips and everything are just. It's like the only difference for me, really,
Right.
because all the basics, everything is pretty much the same. Honestly, learning the gi helped me a lot. It slowed everything down, and it just makes you more technical and forces you to like come up with ways instead of just slipping out of things. You have to like actually come up with ways to like reverse positions or find ways to use your grips to like frame better or like and there's a lot. It's just there's a lot more options, dude. And then you like figure out that I can transition this gi technique to a no gi by using this grip that I learned in wrestling, and and then you've got a whole new like set of moves pretty much you can adapt.
I noticed that it seems like, just in my experience with the guys I train with, that if they've never done no gi, they have a really, really hard time transitioning
from gi to no gi.
to no gi.
Right.
But like I came from
No gi.
no gi and I did gi. It was definitely different,
Right.
because I didn't know any of the moves. And I kept getting fucking choked out with my lapel and everything like that. But for the most part, I was able to acclimate maybe a little bit quicker.
I think it's a bullshit excuse.
I think honestly,
Which point?
Everything you've said has
Fuck this podcast. I'm out. Mic drop.
The people that are gi guys that are like, I don't do no gi and suck
yeah,
at no
yeah.
gi.
Right,
Say,
no.
dude, Marcel Garcia never trained no gi and he went and won Abu Dhabi. Like, and shouldn't say he never trained no gi, but he definitely
It wasn't his
even
focus.
from his says it himself. Like he put 90% into the gi, 10% into the no gi,
Right.
and it's all the same. I mean. Yes, there's going to be some variations in the grips, but you can't limit yourself or say like I only do no gi, I can't do gi. I do gi, I can't do no gi. It's like you're
matter of
grappling.
doing.
Like figure it out.
How do you?
I think it really depends on your game, though. Like for example, if you're like a super dedicated spider guard player, or you do a lot of worm guard, and suddenly you're doing no-gi, you're going to lose a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if your base, is interoperable between the two sports,
Right.
But then I
you know,
guess, and
you're
I
in a
guess
good
if you
spot.
really look at it that way, it is two totally different sports.
right? I mean,
It really is.
yeah.
So what do you think about people who only do no-gi, they get belted in no-gi, and they go do gi? Is it still the same ranks? All that stuff
Well,
the same?
are you asking me like if their rank transitions over
yeah,
to
I
no-gi?
just like your opinion. I mean, it's
Well,
always a topic.
I mean,
of
I think like
discussion
people,
somewhere.
to me, the belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like your badge to show you what you've accomplished, what you know, what like your dedication to the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Once you take the gi off, it's submission grappling, it's no gi grappling, and also if you change the rule set, so you see it all the time in MMA. A white belt will tap out a black belt. Doesn't like the belt thing is, I think, is like And like everybody says, it just ties your gi together. The belt color doesn't really matter. It's what you learn and what you retain.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can get some no gi only guys that are going to give some guys some pretty hard time in the gi. I think you're probably gonna get a gi guy that's gonna transition better to no gi than a no gi guy that transitions better to the gi.
Yeah.
Because if you're just strictly a no gi guy, your game's gonna be very like fast wrestling based, where once you have that gi and people can pull it and slow you down or get different handles.
Right.
I just don't like to see people like put themselves in boxes and say like, oh, I can't do that because that's gi training and I only do no gi, or I can't do that because that's no gi and I only do gi. Like, just do it all. It's,
Right.
you know. I don't want to be someone that's like handicapped. Like I don't have that area is not good. I want to be good at all areas of grappling.
Right. And for the longest time, I mean, I was a dedicated no-gi guy for the longest time. Like, everything was no-gi. And then I got into judo and eventually transitioned into gi jiu-jitsu. So I have a weird outlook on it personally, because my whole goal when I started putting on the gi was I wanted to learn the stuff that was unique to the gi, don't get me wrong, but I really, really wanted to learn what worked in both. Like, so I always wanted to be like, okay, this only works here, or this works better here. Let's put that in that box. But the central core of my game has to work regardless. And that's why I still try to maintain basically a 50% ratio of whether I do gi or no gi, just to always keep those together.
Yeah.
And my game doesn't change that much, like, between the two.
Well, I think we have to like keep in mind like the whole like at least what reason I got into this to begin with was self-defense, and like you should at least try to examine it from that mindset, like, and have a good base from there and then expand out, in my opinion, because like what else are you doing it for other than like being able to defend yourself in a real life situation, right. and then yeah, you fall in love with it, and then you're
just like, this shit's fun.
Then you pick apart every little thing and go into the sport too. But like you need to have like a good base and like understanding of self defense and like knowing that like if something actually happened, God forbid, like you could
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Yeah.
Gi training is probably better for self defense than no gi training.
See, I'm of mixed minds on that. Like
it depends on the season.
Yeah,
True. Yeah,
right. Don't choke someone with a jacket.
Yeah.
Extra.
Are you practicing your hoodie chokes in your downtime?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we live in a climate where obviously like a lot of the stuff you would learn in a gi is going to come in handy for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
So
right.
I don't doubt that. But at the same time, I feel like if I know how to grapple no gi, then I basically know how to grapple especially against like in an untrained self-defense situation. I know how to grapple.
But still,
anything.
stupid things like that. Any old idiot will try to take your shirt and pull it over your head, or try to fucking grab your shirt.
You got to be ready for that kind of stuff.
Freaking a belt loop. That's one of the best handles you can have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You could destroy someone with a belt loop.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna be the technique of the day, guys. We're gonna film Dennis Dombrowski destroying man with a belt loop.
But you still need those grips for no-gi because like clothes tear, dude. Clothes are gonna tear.
Yeah.
Like, do you think a shirt's gonna withstand me trying to?
No,
throw
I have
you
my
with it?
Gracie Academy lanyard.
Oh man.
I will disarm your weapon with my lanyard and then choke you with it.
All right. Well, I do want to see that.
Do we have a knife and a lanyard?
We do.
I always have a knife, Dennis.
I know you do. I know Yusuf does too. Use it probably as a gun too.
Actually do.
Bring the gun to the podcast.
All right, let's work on our gun defense.
Oh boy.
Live rounds?
Yeah, it's the only way to do it.
Yeah, we're
Gotta
not
keep it
pussies.
real, man.
Sometimes you can keep it too real.
Yeah, fuck. Shit's getting
My
real in here.
defense to weapons is run.
Right.
Throw your wallet.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, or lanyard.
Yeah.
Given the choice between running or lanyard.
Depends on how accessible the lanyard is. Like if I'm like strolling to the car and swinging it. then we're good. But if it's like hidden somewhere, like under my shirt, and I got to dig for it,
Right.
forget about it. I'm running.
I see you put a lot of thought into that.
No, man,
I have lanyards all over my car.
he's got
I
like,
think I'm kidding too. That's
he's
the
got
funny
little
part.
hidden compartments, like where you pull, you know, you pull
Fuck
a
concealed
gun,
carry. I got a lanyard.
So wait, if I were to-
you don't need a license to have a lanyard. Any old Joe can have a lanyard.
So if I were to go in your car, you just got bang cans and lanyards.
I have a bang can. Okay,
Oh, a bang.
a bang can, maybe two.
Oh, my side. Oh, it hurts so much to laugh. Oh, Jesus. I was not expecting that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Is that like working it out right now? Or is that
No, I think you're just
need a
doing
good
more
laugh.
damage.
You're burning
I need
calories.
a good laugh. I'll get it
Oh,
out.
man. That's good. Fuck.
Where were we?
Lanyard
Bang
defense.
cans and lanyards, bro.
Lanyard defense, dude.
It's getting crazy in here.
Now when it shit really gets crazy is lanyard versus lanyard. Have you ever had someone try to rob you with a lanyard?
No. Fortunately, I have not.
Neither have I, but just the thought of it is terrifying.
Oh, fuck, man. We gotta call this podcast.
Before Cito
We're
dies.
going off the deep end.
All right, when's this fight thing? Let's remark this real quick.
March 23rd.
March 23rd. LCCT team going against, who are they going against?
LCCT,
Blake
3D.
Classman
We
and
don't
everyone else?
know. Yeah.
Well,
Blake Classman
yeah,
and the boys?
Blake and everybody.
Blake and the
Blake and the Boys would actually be a fantastic country and western band.
Or a grappling team.
Yeah. So to reiterate, we got a LCCT 3D is the team here. Then we have the Rodriguez All Stars, Foundation Chicago, and Think Fit Champion Jiu Jitsu.
Nice.
Those are the four teams.
March 23rd. And if
Right.
people want to find out more information, contact Dennis Dombrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're circling back to this now. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you
No.
call him.
Yes.
Check out Battle Crew Grappling on Facebook. Okay. And then obviously our individual fighters here have their own ways of getting in contact with their fans. So social media
That's why I
guys.
plug Instagram at DJitsu, 3D martial arts.
That's it.
I have two separate accounts.
Yusef BJJ Badger on Instagram.
On Instagram, it's Bushesha_LCCT.
Oh, yeah, it is. Gangster. Fucking gangster. All right. We'll see you guys later.
That
Thanks
was
for
a
coming
hoot.
in, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Very Hard to Submit. Go to vhtsny.com and check out their kimonos, compression gear, and apparel. This is a brand we are excited to be supported by. Their gear is high quality with a clean design. Go to vhtsny.com and see for yourself. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. For more information about Grappler Union Podcast, you could visit us at our website at grapplerunion.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Grappler Union. Please like us on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes. And all of our episodes are available on our YouTube channel. Say what?
Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to all that shit. You got to do another take, right?
Oh.